as well. Still in the process of changing things over from last night. Of course, we are starting that a little bit earlier today. But we are going to be watching both games. We are going to be keeping track of both games. So let me change these things over. So yeah, I hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is ready for a big, big day today. Obviously, we've got these 4 games coming up. But not only have we got that, we've also got England against Wales. That is going to be coming up later on. And we are also going to be watching USA take on Iran. This is a big day. It's the start of the 3rd round. I did say before, but I think you've still got time to make changes to your teams. So if you haven't made any changes to your fantasy teams yet, I would recommend that you do that, because I think you've got about an hour, and I think you do have time to still do it if you haven't done it yet. But yeah, this is going to be a chaotic day. It's going to be a chaotic week. Obviously, the final group games all get played at the same time, so that means that we need to keep an eye on 2 games. In Group A, none of the teams are 100% through, but obviously the Netherlands are looking very, very good. So we are going to be watching Netherlands-Qatar, but maybe the more interesting game is going to be Ecuador against Senegal. What we can do is just bring up the standings so that we can have a look and see as to what the situation is in that group. Both of these games kicking off in about 58 minutes. So on screen right now, you should be able to see the table and what the current situation is in regards to that group. So in regards to that group, we are looking at Netherlands on 4 points, Ecuador on 4 points. Both of them have got the exact same goal difference. Then you've got Senegal on 3 points, and you've got Qatar on 0 points. So there's 3 teams that can go through at the moment. There are 3 teams that can progress. There's 3 teams that can qualify. And we are looking at it being Netherlands, Ecuador, Senegal. Now, Netherlands, as long as they beat Qatar, they are through. Doesn't matter what's happening in the other game. As long as they get a win over Qatar, they are through. The only thing they need to worry about is that if they want to top the group, they're going to need to get more goals than if Ecuador win. If Ecuador win by 2-0 and Netherlands win by 1-0, it's Ecuador that will top the group. It's goal difference that separates the teams first. So goal difference would be absolutely massive. So that's what separates the teams first of all. Let's just see. I think this is the current team news, so let's get that on screen as well. Memphis Depay, Gakpo, Klaassen, Frankie de Jong, De Roon, Dumfries, Daley Blind. So that's what we're looking for. The Van Dijk, of course. Noper, Timber, Ake. That seems to be the Netherlands team. That's going to be important because people are going to have these players in their fantasy game. Just having a look at Ecuador and Senegal. Valencia plays. He's been absolutely critical for them. So Valencia is going to play. Casado is playing. There's a few different players. I mean, Sar's playing. Gay's playing as well. Dia up front for Senegal. Koulibaly. So a lot of the big names that you would expect to see playing are playing for Senegal and Ecuador and Netherlands today. This is why we were saying last night, make sure that you're picking players from teams that haven't yet qualified. Make sure you're picking players from these sides, because teams that have already gone through, if the team has already gone through, then there's a chance those players will be rested. And that's not going to happen here. That's not going to happen in these games. All of these teams need to win to go through. Even Netherlands, who are sitting pretty at the top, even they need to get a victory to go through. Hello, Lauren said, did you see the USA scandal? They could have been kicked out of the World Cup. You should check it out if not. I haven't seen a scandal unless it's the Iranian flag thing. The Iranian flag that was tweeted out that was the wrong one. That's the only thing that I've seen. Fans unimpressed amid flag row. Iran complains FIFA over flag change. Was that the one? I've not seen anything in regards to them being kicked out over that, but certainly Iran were upset over that. Let's go back to the standings. There we go. How are you watching double games? I'm going to watch the one game on television, and here in the UK, the TV channels that we've got, our main TV channels, they all have apps that you can go on and watch live as well. So I'll watch the one game on the one channel, and then I'll go online and just go to one of their other channels and watch it on there. So I've got the laptop in front of me, and I've got the TV in front of me as well. And of course, this is the warm-up, if you will. This is the warm-up. This is the calm before the storm that is going to be England versus Wales and Iran versus USA. Let's go into this. Lauren says yes. James, hello. Hope you're well. Millennial, hope you're well as well, buds. So if you are just joining us, we have already done a quick look at the teams. We've been talking about like how this is the next round of games. If you haven't done your fantasy teams yet, get them sorted because I think you've got time still. Even though the team news is out, I think you can make changes. Maybe these players might be locked in, but I think you can still make changes to the other ones. But have a look at it if you have forgotten. But hopefully you've got your changes done already. Good looking teams, strong lineups, all the big hitters that you would expect, all representing their nations. No team has qualified in Group A yet. It's all to play for. Even Netherlands have to get a win over Qatar. I think actually even if they draw, the Netherlands are through, but it's just a case of do they go through top or do they go through in second place? But at the moment, Netherlands are at the top. Then you've got Ecuador. Then you've got Senegal. And as we said, this should be a win for Netherlands, but we don't know what's going to happen between Ecuador and Senegal. Those two teams have been really, really close. Really, really close. So we don't quite know which way that's going to go. So obviously Ecuador, Senegal, they are both battling to take that kind of second position, if you will. Netherlands and Ecuador will go through, says Harith. James said Ecuador, Senegal is on ITV4. I wonder why it's so low down. I wonder why they've gone to ITV4 of all places, not ITV2 or ITV3. I don't even know if I've ever watched ITV4, but ITV4, that's where I'm going. I don't even know what's on ITV. ITV2 has got Supermarket Sweep. Great show. Did you know there's also a Christmas movies channel that the ITV are running as well? We've got, I don't know all these channels. ITV1, ITV2, Christmas movies, ITVB, ITV3, ITV4, CITV, World Cup Classics. There's a Love Island channel. There's a crime drama channel. There's a Saturday Night Every Night channel. There's a Love Island International channel. There's classic movies. At the moment, they're showing Carry On Up the Khyber. We've got Real Housewives of the UK channel. That's showing The Chase. We've got the World of Morse channel. That currently is showing Endeavour. We've got True Crimes channel. That's pretty cool. ITV Classics. We've got a Chase channel. We've got a Vera channel. We've got ITV Signed. That's showing Sherlock Holmes. We've got Out of This World. We've got Midsummer Murder channel. We've got Loved Up channel. How many channels are there? Hell's Kitchen channel. Do you know what? That's worth a look, that is. I don't know if you've ever been. I don't know if you're in the UK and if you've been on the new ITVX kind of online forum, like streaming service that they've got. That's actually all right, you know. I could quite happily watch some of these channels. The real true crime one looks kind of interesting. So that looks quite good. Yeah, I'm a bit distracted here. I'm looking for ITV4 and I am looking for Watch Live Ecuador, Senegal. So we'll have the one game on there. We'll have the other game on here. A Love Island channel. Yeah, it's big, isn't it? It's big here in the UK. I think it's big internationally as well. I have never watched an episode of it in my life. I have never sat down and watched an episode of Love Island. I couldn't. I could name a couple of people from it because they always pop up on other shows, and I know Danny Dyer, and that's about it. But I've never actually sat down and watched an episode of it. So I'm certainly not interested in a channel of it, but it is undeniably popular. Lucky game starts at 11 for me, ends at 1. Still can't stay up for the 3 a.m. game, says Harif. Oh, that sucks, buds. That sucks. Like those later games, they're going to be spicy. England versus Wales, obviously a local rivalry, and we've got people in our community from Wales. And of course, I mean, let's not even get started on Iran versus USA and how spicy that's going to be. But we've got that coming up as well. But Millennial said, I love Love Island. If you're a buttocks lover, that's your show. What, if you love the buttocks? Guys, if you just cannot go a day without seeing some buttocks, then you need to get onto that Love Island channel. It is the place to be. It's where all the cool kids are hanging out. I think they had 2 channels, I think there was one for UK and there's one for international. So I think they had 2 channels. Hey, listen, whatever floats their boat. At the moment, I'm having to register. What? Watch ad-free for $5.99. What the flip? I'm doing all this. Right, okay, so we are in. Lovely. What happened to ITV Hub? It's done. It's dead. It's gone. It's over. Let it go. Let it go. It is done, mates. It was not good enough. It didn't provide enough Love Island content, so they got rid of it. That's it. We've moved on, and you need to move on as well with it. AEW Dynamite and Rampage are on ITV4. I never, ever, ever watch AEW on ITV. I have seen it sometimes on ITV1 at like 11, 12 o'clock at night. Somehow stumbled across it. I don't know why I wasn't streaming. Maybe it's on a Thursday or something. I have seen that on ITV1, but I never go to ITV4 ever. I never go to ITV4. And not only do I never go to ITV4, but I also, this is just loading. I also don't watch AEW that way. I obviously watch it through Fight TV. Days, Raw should be 1 hour free of commercials every week, says Trenton. What do you mean ITV Hub? That's what it used to be called, wasn't it? Like before ITVX showed its face. It used to be called ITV Hub. We've got, here in the UK, we've got BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5. So if you go to the shops and buy a TV and just plug in the aerial, you're going to get those channels. A lot of TVs now have built-in Freeview, so chances are you will get more channels than that if you went to the shops and bought a TV. There's a good chance you would get about 30 channels plus, right? Maybe even more now, I haven't got a clue. But the ones that you're guaranteed to get are those 5. And so ITV used to have a digital service that you could, like a streaming service, and that was called ITV Hub, and that has now changed to ITVX. Like, I think they only changed it a few weeks ago. It hasn't been going that long at all, but it's nice. It's really nice. It's a really good upgrade. So, sign me up. I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of like having to sign into it and faff around with it, and I still don't know why I've got no image coming from it, so I'm not a big fan of that. But other than that, I am a fan. Rumours are that Felix Sanchez would be sacked after Qatar's poor performance at the World Cup. They want an English trainer with Premier League experience in charge. Yeah, well, to be honest, I heard that there was a lot of shock and surprise that he was given the responsibility to manage the team. He'd delivered some decent results, but it was always expected they would go with a big name manager for this tournament. But it seems like Qatar wanted to not rock the boat, and that's actually admirable if you think about it. It's actually really respectful. you would expect them to be just cutthroat. Get rid of him, bring in a Premier League manager, big name, big experience, but they didn't. It's a little bit of a shame, actually, that they stuck with someone that brought them success and that wasn't a big name. And it's a bit of a shame that they did that and it didn't work for them. Because now they're just going to go out and get, like, splash the cash again, go and get, like, a big name manager, just drop the dollar and I don't know. It's just a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame that it hasn't worked out. I sort of respect them a bit more for sticking with him, but it has backfired. They obviously wanted to do a lot better than what they've done, and I'm sure there's a big disappointment because they were hoping to like try and get out the group, but yeah, it is what it is. They were the first nation to be eliminated. They're the earliest host nation to be eliminated in the tournament's history, I believe, as well. So they've picked up a few records that they definitely wouldn't have wanted. I hope Anthony Taylor doesn't ref any games anymore after what he did in the South Korea game yesterday, says Harith. Anna, hello, said, what's your thoughts on the entire Juve board quitting? Haven't read much on it, to be honest, Anna, and I hope you're well. Haven't read loads on it, but I know that they posted like big losses. So my thoughts are that I believe not only did they post big losses, but they also posted big losses, but they're also being investigated for some dodgy dealings, something's not quite right. So I feel like the board have done it to like distance themselves from the club whilst like all of that stuff happens. So yeah, I think that it's the right thing to do. I think they maybe even needed to do it. And I don't really know much more than that. I mean, apparently one person's staying in position whilst the new board is being formed. So it's not like everyone's gone and it's just tumbleweed. Like there is someone there that's acting in a temporary role and like a temporary role. But yeah, I think it's pretty crazy. I can't remember ever hearing of that before. The whole Juve board walking away. I mean, I'd imagine if you're a Juve fan, you're just completely, I would say scratching your head, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're not scratching your head. Maybe this is something which is not that surprising and it's been something you've seen coming for a while, but I think world football is sort of bemused by it and scratching its head at it. And I don't know where they're going to get this new board from or, you know, what it's going to look like, what the future holds for Juve. I mean, that is a big $200 million euro loss or whatever it was, and lots of investigations going on there. I mean, corruption in football. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. I almost fainted. Couldn't believe it. Corruption in football. James said, I've just sent you something on Twitter. Oh, James, thank you. I didn't get you anything, you know. Let's have a little look. Yikes. Wow. I love it when James goes full-blown Scooby-Doo and we get the word yikes. I'm going to retweet that, James. I'm going to retweet that. The people deserve to see the yikes. Can you give me a yowzers next time? Yowzers! Yikes! Okay, here we go. The families of the Iran team have been threatened with imprisonment, violence, and torture if the players do not sing the national anthem against the USA tonight. That is from CNN. Yikes. I don't know... how would they get that information? Has that been picked up by other sources? It's such a political thing, isn't it? USA, Iran. Is anyone else reporting that? Not that I don't trust CNN, but... Ooh. This is one of them where you got to be so careful if that's true. Don't know if it's true. CNN are reporting, it's not even one of their top stories by the looks of it. Qatar World Cup chief said between 400 and 500 migrant workers have died in projects connected to the tournament. Wow. Here it is. Iran threatened families. Source. Let's have a read of this. The families of the World Cup soccer team have been threatened with imprisonment and torture if the players fail to behave ahead of a match against USA. A source involved in the security of the games said. Following the refusal of Iranian players to sing the national anthem in their opening match against England, the source said that players were called to a meeting with members of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. Well, they sound really fun, don't they? Guys, we got a guest today. Oh, is it Ed Sheeran? No, close. It is someone from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. Yay! So someone from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. And I wouldn't feel great about the word corpse being in there. The source said that they were told their families would face violence and torture if they did not sing the national anthem or if they joined any political protest against the Tehran regime. The players sang the anthem before the second game. The source, who is closely monitoring Iran's security agencies operating in Qatar over the World Cup period, said that dozens of officers from the IRGC had been drafted in to monitor the Iranian players who are not allowed to mingle outside the squad or meet with foreigners. There are a large number of Iranian security officers in Qatar collecting information and monitoring the players. I do believe that. Carlos Queiroz says the Portuguese coach of the Iran national team met separately with God. Can we just put ourselves in his shoes? Can we just put ourselves in his shoes? I mean, in all fairness, if you accept the job of manager of Iran, I think you've got to know there's going to be some uncomfortable days. But Carlos Queiroz met separately with the IRGC. Come with us. You'll come into this room. Oof. Following their threats to Iranian players and their families. The source did not say what the content of that alleged conversation had been. Queiroz has said Iranian players can protest at the World Cup, but only within FIFA regulations. The players had been promised presents and cars ahead of the England game, but they had switched to threatening players and families after the humiliation of the team's refusal to sing the national anthem. In the last game against... We'll give you presents. Sing the national anthem. We'll give you presents. And cars. In the last game against Wales, the regime sent over 100 of those actor supporters in order to create a false sense of support and favour amongst the fans. For the next game against the US, the regime is planning to significantly increase the number of actors into the thousands, says the source. I mean, just don't know. I just don't know if this is true. Is this, how reliable is this source? Are their families being threatened? I don't know. Are they sending hundreds, now thousands of actors? I don't know. But it is on CNN. It's a really interesting article, so I really appreciate James sending it through. It is really interesting. Iran and USA play each other on Tuesday in a crucial Group B match. Iran is appearing at the World Cup under the shadow of domestic turmoil. The United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights Chief Volker Turk sounds... Oh, wow. That's quite the name. I need to digest that name for a second. Volker Turk. That sounds like a wrestler name, doesn't it? That sounds like someone that hangs out with Gunther. Volker Turk has said that the country is in full-fledged human rights crisis as authorities clamp down on the anti-regime dissidents. It's a fun word, dissidents. Protests referred to by experts as the most significant since the establishment of clerical rule following the 1979 Iranian Revolution, have rocked Iran in recent months and threatened the country's regime, which has been in power for more than 40 years. The movement was sparked by the death of Mahsa Amini, a 22-year-old woman who had been detained by Iran's morality police. Oh, my God. Don't they just sound like a fun bunch of cats? Don't they just sound like the cool kids in town? Yeah? Look at this. They've got Iranian... What are they called? Iranian... Iranian... I want to get this right. Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. They're running around, right? The old... the old Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. Yeah, they're running around town. So not only have we got that, but if you manage to dodge them, here's the Iranian Morality Police. Whoa. They got Iranian Fun Police as well. US Soccer told CNN on Sunday it wanted to change the... Oh, it moves on to the flag thing now. USA Soccer told CNN on Sunday it wanted to change the flag for 24 hours to show support for the women in Iran. But always plan to go back to the original flag. That's really interesting. The change was a one-time graphic. We have the main flag on our website and other places. The emblem is currently back on the flag. Do you know what? That's really interesting. I don't know if you saw this, but I saw a really interesting interview on ESPN. And they were saying, they did this interview, and afterwards the pundits were saying, like, they've completely botched this US Soccer, and I do agree with it as well. Someone sat in America has decided that, like, they want to make a statement, and so, like, I don't know if it's someone from the social media team or who it is, but they've put out the flag without the symbol in the center, and they're now saying they've done it on purpose, and they've done it to show support of Iranian women, right? The problem is, and this is what the ESPN pundits were saying, the problem is, it's not them that's over in Qatar at the moment. It's not them that's on the front line. It's not them that have got to walk into that stadium and actually, confront the abuse and try and play a football match. It's not them that's out there. And so it's not fair to make that sort of statement and put your players and coach and all of that, like, in the firing line. I completely agree with that. I understand making the statement, but if you want to make the statement, you make the statement. Like, don't like put it onto the players who have now got to go out into what is, going to be like a red hot atmosphere. I mean, it could even be the more that you're like stirring this up, the more that it's becoming like dangerous, like actually dangerous. So, yeah, I can't have a go at like US Soccer for like wanting to make a statement. It's a noble thing to want to do and show solidarity to what's happening in Iran, but I completely agree with the pundits from ESPN that said they've gone about this the complete wrong way. There were other ways to do this. Like, for example, the higher-ups in US Soccer, they could have wore T-shirts that, would have been pictured, would have been shown around the world. They would have been kicked out the stadium. They would have been the ones on the front line. They would have been the ones that took the heat. But instead, they've used this like social media account to do it. And that now means that it's the players that have to walk out there and face that kind of an environment. So I thought that was a really, really good observation that was made on ESPN. I mean, look, let's try and get out of these weeds a little bit, shall we? Let's try and get out of these weeds, but... It was, a lot of drama and tension in that game, isn't there? Millennial said, if Iran loses, I think that they could set the White House on fire while singing Goodbye and Good Riddance to Bad Luck by AC/DC. James said, that does sound like a great name. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does. You need to get some rest, said Victor. I'm feeling good, to be honest. I'm feeling good. I am ready for today. I really love how things have ramped up now. So now we're looking at things going to a different level. We're now looking at teams going through, teams going home. feeling good, feeling ready. I'm really looking forward to the games. Obviously, I mean, everything's so spicy in those second games. You've got England involved, you've got Wales involved, you've got USA involved, you've got all that drama we just read about Iran, and then you've not only got their families, I'm going to say potentially, right? I'm just going to say potentially at this stage being threatened because, I don't know, it's one source. I don't know how reliable it is. It's definitely out there. It's definitely on CNN. But anyway, that's, out there. Then you've got the US flag issue as well, on top of all the other political history and turmoil that USA and Iran are, intertwined with. And then, as we said, England, Wales, I mean, we're neighbours. I'm not far away from Wales myself. And so, there's a real rivalry there. It's a friendly rivalry. We've got a friendly sporting rivalry between England and Wales, and we've got a not-so-friendly sporting rivalry between USA and Iran, and they're both happening at the same time. So those games later are spicy. They are spicy for very different reasons. I feel like they're kind of... England against Wales is spicy, but in a kind of fun way. It's sort of like when you go to Nando's and you might have like a mango and lime or something like that. Maybe there's a little spice in there, but it's fun. It's got some like nice flavors in there, and it's not going to burn you. Like, there's maybe a warmth. There's a warmth, but it's fun, and there's lots of flavor. Yeah. I feel like USA Iran is if you went to Nando's and you went for the black bottle that's like bubbling away. It's so spicy. That one's like the extra hot. That's like so hot we don't even know what to call it. Like you've got hot, extra hot, and then you've just got the black bottle. And I feel like that's the black bottle, and that's spicy, but on a whole different scale. So both of them games coming up later. Did you hear Corey Graves said yesterday when Dexter Loomis was giving money to the kids that it was like giving hush money to witnesses? That was mentioned, in the chat, but I didn't know if he'd actually said that. So, I mean, why has he said that? Why has he said that? Like, he didn't need to say that. Was that a mistake? I mean, someone must have questioned him on that. Why would he have said that? Was that one of those things that he would say and then afterwards he would go, wow, it's been lovely working here. Like, why would he say that? I don't understand. I don't think it's unless he's heard of plans of Vince coming back and going in the Hall of Fame and he really disagrees with it because he's appalled by some of the stuff he's heard. And so, he thought, I'll chuck it out there, and if there's repercussions, there's repercussions. I can't imagine that's happened. I can only imagine that he's spoke without thinking. I don't know. Someone said he had said it in the chat, because obviously we have to have the sound turned down because of copyright reasons. And someone mentioned that said that, but I didn't quite believe that he had said that, because we were joking about, a billion different things at the time, as we always do. So, yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. If Netherlands don't advance to the last 16, Van Gaal will be slapped and sacked, says Haroon. What is going on in the world of football? Why is everyone being abused? Sometimes, there are winners and losers in games. If Netherlands don't go through, I don't think he deserves to be slapped. I really don't. Call me old-fashioned, but... there's way too much violence in football in 2022. We need to turn the boil down, turn it down. He just needs to have a polite word with and sent on his way. That's all we need. There's no need for violence. If England crash out, we're not going to be slapping Gareth Southgate. No jokes. We're definitely not, right? Michael said, doesn't Triple H tell him what to say in the ear? Maybe he ran it past Triple H. I doubt it. I mean, the only way that he would have run it past Triple H is if they'd have done it earlier and they agreed on something and, he said, look, when this happens, I'm going to say this. Is that all right? Live in the moment, he's not going to be talking to Triple H saying, look, I'm just about to say this. Is that all right? So... it would either be that he mentioned it and they pre-discussed it before going live, or it's heat of the moment and he's just said it. Because, like, you know, he's talking and maybe it was like something that popped into his head. Maybe, like, it could be that he says about hush money and then it's not until afterwards he goes, oh, the Vince thing. Damn. I think there's a good chance it's that, you know. I think there's a really good chance that he's like saying that how, like, Loomis is, like, maybe trying to keep the audience quiet about what they've just witnessed. Like, it's that beatdown of Miz was so brutal, it's like paying the audience hush money, right? And his brain has not gone, Vince McMahon. You remember what happened with Vince? Corey. Vince. Do you remember Vince? Corey. Vince. Do you remember Vince with the hush money? Corey. Oh, you've said it. Oh, you idiot. You've said it now. I think that's happened. I really think that he's just gone, like, you know, his brain's gone, this is like them being paid to stay quiet because they've just witnessed a murder with The Miz getting destroyed. And then he said about hush money. And then I should imagine a voice in his ear going, Corey, WTF? Corey, come and see me after, would you, mate? Just got a couple of questions about how you're a douche. Bunker said, we will give Southgate torture. No torture of these managers. No. We're here to support them. If it goes wrong, it's all right. Yeah? It's all right if we lose. We need to start learning to accept that sometimes things don't go our way, and it's us that need to learn how to deal with that now. Yeah? There's too much anger in the world. There's too much aggression. It's all right. It's all right, guys. I'm here to help. If England go crash, if England lose 4-0, you won't hear me calling for Southgate's head, right? We're going to stay nice and calm. I mean, now if we do lose 4-0, that will be tested, in all fairness. That will be very tested. But I'd like to think that I will stay cool, calm, collected, and I will be an example to the world. The world can use me as an example of how to deal with that kind of level of disappointment without resorting to torture. Anna says, I wish to make it known on the no violence to Gareth Southgate. Here we go. I don't even need to read anymore because I know Anna. Me and Anna go back a long way. She's a lovely person, a lovely girl. She is all about happiness, smiles, embracing people, warmth, just joy. She brings a lot of joy to this community. And I would honestly say that she is a shining light, a beacon, if you will, of the kind of values that we have been talking about. I feel that she is the shining example to the rest of the community. She is the person that you should follow when it comes to how you deal with disappointment, how your perspective on these kind of sporting events are. That's the person to follow. Yeah. Let's see what she's gonna say. I wish to make it known on the violence to Gareth Southgate. Here we go. Quote, Days is not speaking to everyone in the UK, i.e. James Chadwick and me. Okay, I see what's happening. So what's happened is James Chadwick has got to Anna, corrupted Anna, and so now Anna is starting to turn her head towards violence, which is a shame. That is a shame. That is disappointing. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to stay very positive about the situation. Again, not going to get angry. Not going to lose my cool. I will take that burden of being the shining example. So, Anna, shout out to you. Oh, look, well, that's nice. Look, James has sent a love heart through. Look at all these love hearts. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get a bit of love in the chat. That's nice. That's nice. There's too much torture in football. Too much like, oh, you need to sing the national anthem, otherwise your families are going to be tortured. There's too much of that. In all fairness, there's only one example of that. But even one example is too much, right? So let's try and turn it down. Let's Turn the simmering down. Yeah, it's going to be all right. Wes says, Anna turning heel. Yeah, I don't think she's turned heel. She's just had a little look in that direction. That's all it is. She's had a look over there, and she's seen all the heel kids. Obviously, king of that group is James Chadwick. So she's had a little look over there, and for some reason, she's thought to herself, I might go in that direction. I think we can save her. I think we can stop that from happening. It'll be all right. Millennial says, I love you, or I'll leave you gently away with the promise that you'll save your kisses for me. Save all your kisses for me. Bye-bye, baby. Don't cry. That's nice. Who's that? Save all your kisses for me. Save all your kisses for me. Bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye. I don't even know who sings that, you know. I would go with Osmonds would be my guess. I'll go with Osmonds. Predictions. I'm going to say Netherlands are going to very, very comfortably beat Qatar. And I'm going to say that the other game will be a draw. So if things go that way, I think that we could be looking at Ecuador. We could be looking at Ecuador going through. So I'm leaning towards that. Days, are you on two screens? I am on two screens, yeah. I said I would be. I'm a man of my words. It's Brotherhood of Man, is it? Never would have got that. I've heard of Brotherhood of Man, but I've only heard of Brotherhood of Man because of that song. They tend to be on, hits of the 70s or something, you know? And then, you'll have Brotherhood of Man, Save All Your Kisses, or whatever it's called. And that's the only song that I would ever know of them for. That's interesting. Save all your kisses for me. Save all your kisses for me. Bye-bye. I don't know why we're singing this, but... Days, at the Royal Rumble, there is a belief that they will have a pitch black match for Bray. I don't know what it will entail. Do you have an idea? No. I haven't heard of this, so I don't know what this is. I mean, if I can only imagine that it's going to be a match in the dark, but I don't know. I haven't heard about any of this. So I haven't got a clue what that would be. I mean, a match in the dark just sounds like stupid. Unless you're going to have infrared, or you're going to what is it, ultraviolet lighting or something like this. So it's in the dark, but you can still sort of see. But to be honest, they had red lights before, and I kept having people that suffer with color blindness telling me it was absolutely horrific for them. They just couldn't make things out, and it was really hard to make things out. So I feel really, really sorry for people with color blindness, because they could not see what was happening when there was a red light. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why we have to do all this silliness when it comes to the matches. I don't mind, all the storytelling and building to the matches, but just have a flipping match. Yeah. Stop trying to do, all this wacky stuff that just doesn't work. I don't know if anyone looks back at, his WrestleMania 33 match when all the projections were in the ring. I don't know if anyone looks back on that with, much fondness. So they tried, some wacky stuff there. And then, obviously, they tried the stuff with the big Jack in the Box, which I'm sure some people think is cool, but that match was god-awful. His match with Randy at WrestleMania 37, no one's heralding that as a classic. So, that, whatever that was. And then I still don't know the Firefly Funhouse match. I still haven't got a clue what went down there. Some people love that. Some people don't like it. I'm just bemused by it. I don't even know what it is. So I've said before, he needs to, at WrestleMania, just have a match, have a win. He really does need to stamp his mark on WrestleMania, because I think whatever we've done so far is just perplexing. So I hope if he gets a lights out match, it's not at WrestleMania. But honestly, looking at his track records, I have no idea. I just want him to go in there, have a match with Goldberg, and just look great. I just want a great match. That's what I want from Bray. I think a lot of people feel the same. Easy99 said Russia want to out of UEFA and join AFC. What the hell's AFC? Let them go. Never even heard of it. Who they're going to play themselves. Michael said, read James Chadwick's comments. Chadders says, Impact has signed an international deal to 170 countries on DAZN. Well, that's good for them. Increases their reach. So, very good. Millennial said they won the 1976 Eurovision Song Contest. Oh. Did that song win? Is that why I've heard it so many times? Is it one of our previous Eurovision winners? Harif said, you're saying bye-bye already? Yeah, I don't know why. Just chatting away and it got mentioned. Is there any importance for having the stats for this game and not the Ecuador one? No, I just had to I set all these streams up. I set all these streams up with obviously in advance, and so I just had to go with the bigger teams. That's all it was, because I didn't want to have to set it up with like a thumbnail that had both games, if you know what I mean. So I was like, and then like, what do you put in the title and what do you put on screen? I didn't know like how to set it up. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll just go with the big team from each group, because don't forget, these were all set up like 4 weeks ago. So I just went for the big team in each group, the one that was expected to finish top. My thoughts were that if they had struggled at all, that is clearly going to be the most gripping of games. So like, I've gone with Netherlands here, I've gone with England, I've gone with Brazil, I've gone with Portugal, I've gone with Argentina. I've just gone with the top seeds in each group. And then we are watching the other game as well. So we are watching the other game. And we will somehow put that other score on screen somehow. Until we get going, I don't quite know how. I don't quite know where it's going to go. But we will look to put the other score on screen somewhere. I might even try and put it underneath first half. Might even try and move like the first half text and then drop it underneath there. But to be honest, I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do it myself yet. We'll sort something. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your precious little head. Let's see if we can make a few adjustments right now. Live adjustments. There we go. That can sort of go there. That's not too bad. Doesn't really leave me much room, though, does it? And that'll do. That'll do. Now let's move this one up. AFC means Asian Football Confederation. The hell's that? Never even heard of it. Who plays in that and doesn't play in oh, hang on. So you're saying they want to leave the Europe Federation, but just so they're still going to stay under the FIFA banner. So they're still staying under FIFA, but they're just leaving UEFA and they want to go to a different confederation. Okay, got you now. I thought you meant they wanted to leave FIFA and start like a rival football thing. And in my head, I was like, well, who are they going to play with? Who are they going to play with? If they leave FIFA, who are they going to play next door? Everyone's signed up with FIFA. Just be like Russia versus, I don't know, Spartak Moscow or something. I don't know. I got you now. I'm with you. I'm with you. Right, we are 10 minutes away, my friends. We are 10 minutes away. We are getting closer, sneaking our way towards the start of this game. And we will be following both games, as we said. I still don't have visibility on the second game yet, which is causing me a little bit of stress. I still don't have that up on screen. The channel's just blank. I'm hoping that when the game starts, it will spring into life. But yeah, I'm sure we can fix that once we are up and running. Feel free to let us know in the chat which way you think that this is going to go and who you think's going to be victorious. I am just going to create another text field and then add in Ecuador versus Senegal. Senegal. Right. I don't know all the things I need, the colours and all that. Are you excited for John Jones's return? Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. So I am excited, but like, I mean, I'm not losing sleep over it. Netherlands 2-0, said Paul. Netherlands will surely go through. Yeah, I expect them to. I expect them to. I think I expect them to. I think everyone else will expect them to as well. They've only got a win, which I can't imagine it's going to be too difficult for them against Qatar. So, yeah, I expect them to go through. Right, what do I want? I want Franklin Gothic. Okay. We're just getting ready to go over to the game. So we are getting closer. Days, would you watch Stream Impact now? No. Not unless it drastically jumps up in its ratings and there's a demand from the community. Boom. Yes, we're getting somewhere. I know this isn't the most gripping of streams right now, but I'm just setting up the other text for the other teams. Okay, we've got both teams about to make their way out. Bit small, in it. It's a bit. I wanted it bigger than that. I've got Holland 3-0 and Ecuador 2-1, says James. 1 Minute Wrestler said, I've got 3-0 to Holland. Well, I'll tell you what, they would be over the moon with that, the Dutch. They would be over the moon. Channel, the time is running on screen. Yeah, I was just testing stuff. So I was just testing to see if we could get another thing set up for the other game, and we've got that on screen now. So we've got both scores. Teams are making their way out. We're going to be getting the national anthems. The time for talking is over, and we are going over to our first game. Still don't have anything on ITV4, which is really annoying. Oh. Afternoon, hope you're well. Nadula said, I've gone 3-1 Holland. 3-1 Holland. Right, Netherlands have come out. Qatar have come out. We're just waiting for these national anthems. Has anyone got the other game on this ITVX at all? There is no coverage at the moment. Can I watch Emmerdale? Let's see if I can watch Emmerdale. I'll tell you if Emmerdale works. There is no Emmerdale either at the moment. Well, that's not right, is it? That's not right. We should have Emmerdale. We should have Emmerdale. I've got ITV1. Does ITV2 work? Can I watch Supermarket Sweep? No Supermarket Sweep? Hell is going on? What is this? Do you have to upgrade to premium or something? Ad-free, iconic, download on the go. No, it doesn't say you can't have to do that. Watch ad-free, watch things, download on the go. You working? I'm watching it, says Almighty. Okay, well, we have got some dramas. Just some little dramas. Problems with video. Let's have a look. I'm unable to watch. Why aren't videos aren't playing? Videos aren't playing. My TV. Videos lagging. ITV keeps buffering. How do I update? You see, ITV1 works, but I've already got that. So ITV1 works. ITV4 is just a blank screen. Why would that be happening? Why would that be happening? Is there something I need to download, maybe? great if you could help me. ITV, you little rascals. Go on to Sky Go. Sky Go? I don't... Sky Go? I don't think I'm with Sky Go. I don't have Sky. Have you signed in? I signed in, yeah. It's difficult for Asian countries to qualify World Cup if Russia joins Asia, since there's only 8 spots, says Easy99. ITV4, yeah, I'm on ITV4, but it's not playing. It's not playing. ITV1 plays, but ITV2 doesn't. I thought that the game might burst into life when it starts. But I'm just checking some of the other channels and they're not working as well. Makes me feel like I need to update a driver, maybe? Maybe I need to update something along those lines. Well, this is all boring, isn't it? Windows updates. Check for updates. I've got both games on STV. I'm not sure that's the only way in Scotland, but you could try it. ITV works on an ITVX for tablet, says Redemption. That's an interesting thought. I could use my phone. Where's my phone? Okay, if I had my phone, I could use my phone. Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. I'm never without my phone. Where's my phone? Okay, we do have a slight other problem now, and that now means I have to download the ITVX app, which I have not done. Let's do that. I've got a feeling it's like drivers. I've got a feeling that it's you're up to date. Okay, thank you. Something says to me it's like a driver that I need to download or something like that. It's probably super simple. But yeah, it's not working. But either way, we've got Netherlands, Qatar. Accept all. Are you not have 2 TVs? No. Don't have 2 TVs down here. Let's go. World Cup, just in. Show me the funny icon. Oh, live, there it is. Live. Okay, let's have a look. Is it going to work on my phone? Watch live. Okay, we've got the Qatar lineup just being shown on screen. We are going to be going over to these games very, very soon. Boom. ITVX is okay. I sometimes use it for the World Cup, says No Fear. Yeah. The knockout stage starts now. Right, they're counting down. Okay, we've got the Dutch kicking us off. Let's start the clock. Boom. So the Dutch have kicked us off. We're going from left to right. So we're going from left to right. Ball being passed around in the back. And being played forwards. Obviously, the Dutch know that a draw will see them through. That's good, actually. So the current table is on screen. I sort of like having that on screen, in all fairness. But that is as things stand, that is what we're looking at. So we are looking at Netherlands, Ecuador, Senegal going through. Is that more? I feel like that might be more useful, than having. That might be more useful than having the stats. For people that are just jumping in and want to know how things stand. So I think I might keep that on screen. Do the broadcast live on a separate channel. Do the broadcast live on a separate channel. Don't know what that means. Is Roman story about Kevin Owens? Is Roman story about Kevin Owens? I don't know what that means. Is Roman story about Kevin Owens? Would it help if you tried a different browser? Oh, maybe, actually. That's a really good thought. That's actually a really good thought. We can try that. Slight technical difficulties to start, but we have got the Netherlands game, and of course we will be kept up to date with what's happening, and I'm very confident that we will get visibility on the other game. So Netherlands playing the ball back. I've got Netherlands 3-1. I predict 4-1 Netherlands, says Banana Grapes. Let's get the thing back up. Bang. Bang, there is. That's the current table. I feel like that really helps, having that on screen. Ball coming through to Qatar, but no joy. Races its way through to the goalkeeper. Again, here's Qatar coming forward. Shot straight into the hands of the Dutch keeper. Straight into the hands of the Dutch keeper. James is trying to say ITVX won't work on a lot of older devices. Well, I mean, this laptop's fine. This laptop's quite powerful. This shouldn't be a problem. ITV. Here's Memphis Depay bursting forwards. Good tackle. Depay's through, though. Klaassen tries to take a shot. It's saved by the keeper. It goes over the bar. We're already seeing lots of goal mouth action in this one. So right now you've got a live update. Live update in regards to how this group is looking on screen. Just trying to make it a bit bigger. That's what she said. Some nice action in this one already, actually. Ball is being played forwards. Bang. Can't you watch Senegal on TV and Netherlands on your laptop? That's actually a really good idea as well. It does mean just getting up and changing the channel to do that, though. But that is a very solid plan B, in all fairness. That is a very, very solid plan B. Just check and see if a different browser will make it work first. Because if I can avoid having to get up, that would be great. That would be great. That is definitely my favoured approach to this. Not having to get up. Ball goes all the way back to the keeper. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't even work on a different browser. Does it? Does it? Hang on. Well, we've got something. We've got something. We've got an advert, so that's good. It's not the game. But I'm feeling a bit more confident here. The different browser might have done it. I was trying to watch it on Firefox, and it wasn't having it. But Chrome might have solved the issue. Guys, there's a big development here. Big development. Ah, we've got it. We've got it. Well done. The different browser worked. Guys, do not try, and this is the biggest life lesson I can give you. Do not try to watch ITVX on Firefox. Don't even attempt it. Don't even attempt it. Waste of time. And I value your time. And this is, I feel like Martin Lewis. I feel like I'm giving out real good tips to the world. That's big. That's big. Don't even bother with Firefox. Trash. Days, so that you're aware, you spelt recruits wrong on the thumbnail last night. Oh, did I? I will. Do you know what? It's funny you should say that because I typed it out, right? And then I looked at it and I like it. It was really small. I couldn't make out where the I was in there, but it was so late. I just went to bed. So it's one that I did actually look at and go, "Is that right?" But I couldn't make it out because it was so small. Ball being passed around. I might try and jump in and change that now then. Ball being passed by the Netherlands into the centre. Oh God, of course it would be on the other channel. Klaassen is in there causing a nuisance. Edge of the area for the Netherlands, and it's blasted wide. We've got another Qatar player down. At the moment, it's still Ecuador 0, Senegal 0. We are obviously well underway in that one. Clash of heads there with Klaassen. Recruits. Where is that? I don't even know where that's gone now. Oh. Why is life so difficult? Oh, it's in Bloodline. Bray Wyatt. Don't even know where I've... Oh, it's on the actual thumbnail. Ah, do you know what? Do you know what? I didn't even pick up on that one. Didn't even pick up on that one. Well, that's not a quick fix, is it? Okay. Well, we won't worry about that right now. Right, we are underway. You can see the table on screen. I'll make a note to change that. I'm a big believer in spellings being correct. Right. Why are they starting at the same time? They're starting at the same time because it's really important that no team has that like psychological advantage. Like both teams just need to win. You don't know what's happening in the other game. Like some teams are going to go through unless the other game has a certain result. And so like it just builds to the drama. The other thing as well is that like you could have it whereby one team wins and in the other game they just need to draw and then both teams would go through. And so like those teams would then just play for a draw because they'd know if we draw we're fine. Whereas now they don't know if they're fine because they're playing at the same time and they don't know what's happening in the other game. So it's just a way of like ramping up the drama, ramping up the tension, but also like ensuring that the games are played properly because all these teams are battling to try and get out the group. Two teams go through, two teams go home, and there's a shot that just goes wide there by Senegal. Here is Netherlands. Netherlands are just constantly streaming forwards. What I might try to do is I wonder if I can get SofaScore on my phone, and then I'll be able to tell you like the stats. That would make sense. Okay, you'd better change the channel name because you spell awesome wrong, said WWE lol. Appreciate it. Let's go over to SofaScore. I don't even know if SofaScore have got an app, actually. They might have an app. Right, we've got a free kick for Ecuador. Free kick for Ecuador. It's central, and it's around about 25 yards out-ish. So we've got drama. We've got drama. Let's see how this is going to go. Klaassen, there's a break on for Netherlands in the centre. Good tackle. Not finished. Good tackle again by Qatar. Qatar surviving a Dutch attack. Let's turn our attention to Ecuador. They've got a free kick. Is he going to go for it? He's gone for it. Not bad, you know. Not bad. Made it past the wall, but got stuck in a cluster. Shot from distance, again, just hits a load of players. Not bad. Not a bad attempt. We are up and running with both games, of course. Netherlands against Qatar at the moment. Netherlands, 74% ball possession. Qatar, 26. 4 shots to 1. In the centre, cleared by Ecuador. That was tense. Here come the Dutch. Ball being played through. Cleared by Qatar. Oh, my God. This is fun, you know. This is fun. We've got a game on there. We've got a game on here. You can see how the current standings are as well. Everyone's winning. Well, they're not. Everyone's drawing, actually, but this is good. Chrome is the best. Chrome is the best. Chrome number 1. Chrome is the best. Chrome number 1. I've said that for so long. Firefox sucks. Stupid Firefox. Right, we've got a foul on the Dutch midfielder. So it looks like it's going to be a free kick to the Dutch. Ball is going down the other end of the pitch to the Senegalese goalkeeper. So far, 74% possession for the Dutch. 5 shots on target to 1. I need another phone that gives me stats. I do have another phone, actually. Oh, but I don't have another stand. Man, I could sit here with game stats. I've got 2 phones. I've got my old phone, my current phone. But I need another stand. I could do this. I could find a way of doing this. All right, hang on. I'm going to try. I've gained this. I don't know what to do with it now, to be honest. Okay, I've gained this. And I have a stand. Ball goes over. Yeah, I've not thought this through. Definitely not thought this through. Oh. I've just got bits. All I've done is I've grabbed a load of bits. I've got bits. I feel like the A-team. I've got bits and I need to now build a stand using these bits. Doesn't matter. Right, ball goes over. It's still 0-0 everywhere. Okay. Well, we tried. That's the important thing. Daisy's on a mission. I know. I've got this and I've got... I mean, that would go onto that. That's done. That would hold the phone, but that doesn't connect to that. Never straightforward, life, is it? It's never straightforward. Can't get the thing to work. Spelt recruits wrong. Just want to stand, a simple phone stand. Instead, I've got about 5 or 6 bits to try and build one. It's like Blue Peter. Ball going down the right-hand side. Here's the Dutch ball back into the centre. Nicely defended by Qatar. Nicely defended by Senegal. Kian, shout out to you. Easy99 said, I'm watching Ecuador-Senegal now on TV. It's free. Netherlands-Qatar is on a channel that you have to pay for. Really? Really? Okay, we've got a free kick, is this? So, at the moment, 77%. I'm gonna buy another stand. I mean, if I buy it now, will it come tomorrow? Do I need 2 stands? Yeah, I do. I've just decided. It's a corner in the middle. Headed clear. Phone stand, phone stand, phone stand. Amazon. We're going to do live shopping. Yeah. Phone stand. Phone stand. Phone stand. Phone stand. I want the same one that I had before, though. I want different ones. I want the exact same one. Where do I get that from? Oh, I could go into my history, couldn't I? I could do that. Account your orders. Yeah. No. No. Where's the list of things I've bought before? Your lists, your orders, your account. I don't want any of these. Where's the things you've bought previously stuff? Ball being played into the middle. More items to explore? No. Your transactions. Contact us. Your payments. Your orders. Buy things again. Yes, that one. Buy things again. Past 3 months. No, it was older than that. Older than that. Still 0-0 everywhere at the moment. We've got Netherlands looking very good. Netherlands looking very good. July. God, how long have I had this thing? Long time by the looks of it. Long time. Ball in the middle. We're going back to 2021, folks. We are going back to 2021. The crazy days of 2021. Netherlands have got a corner. There she is. There she is. £11.59 for a phone stand. £11 for a phone stand. Ball being played into the middle. Check me out. I must big bucks. Big bucks McGrew over here. Splashing £11 on a phone stand. Can you believe I can't even get my breath? I can get a white one for cheaper. I might go for that. So, still 0-0 everywhere. Right now, the ball in the middle of the park. Netherlands, just constant wave after wave after wave. Let's buy it. Let's buy it. I don't know why we're buying. I don't know why we're buying it for £11. An £11. You can pick these up for £1. Order placed. Done. £11 gone. Wasted. That pay-per-view stream money coming in, says Mouldy. That's where it's going. Comes in, goes straight back out on £22 I've spent on phone stands. Here we go. Qatar coming forward. Ball going over to the left-hand side. Into the middle. Played centrally. No one there. No one there. No one there for Qatar. Nicely intercepted by the Dutch. Now we're going to see a Senegal corner. They're whipping the ball in, and it's punched away. It would just be good, wouldn't it? Have one there, one there. What I do with it after, I don't know. It's a complete waste of £10, but, well, £11. Ecuador are breaking forward. Ball in the middle. So at the moment, it is still 0-0. 20 minutes gone in both games. Bananas and Grapes said, come on, the Dutch. There should have been a goal already, said Banana and Grapes. I paid a tenner. That's about right for a phone stand, says Life of Daz. I've seen them in, like, pound shops and stuff, I'm sure. I tell you, you must have a nice one then as well. Because I'm telling you can get them cheaper. In fact, they do the exact same one, but not in black, in white. And that's $8.99. $8.99. This one was $11. Just because it's black. I feel sick. Life of Daz, I feel sick. My favourite part of Raw last night was Bibby, said Dragon Slayer of Death. What? Bibby in the crowd. In crowd Bibby. Ordinary Bibby. Human Bibby. Is this your first time streaming all 4 games? Yeah, it will be, yeah. But I don't think we've done a day of 4 games. We've done a few 3s, but I don't think we've done 4 because that early game was too early for us. So, yeah, this is the first time that we're going to be watching 4 games. It's kind of fun because it's like sometimes where there's like, a lull in the game, it can drag a little. But like here, it's like, okay, well, there's a lull there. At the moment, Senegal, Ecuador. There's a little break. The manager's just having a word with the Ecuador players. So I can turn my attention over to Netherlands, Qatar. Netherlands have got the ball. They're driving forward. It's 75% ball possession for the Dutch. They've had 7 shots, but only 1 on target. 2 corners, no corners for Qatar. Edward, hello. Hope you are well. Harif said, come on, Netherlands and Ecuador. Ecuador. Restay's main account was suspended. He doesn't know why, and he's using his backup account. All of that is true. All of that is true. Do you know what I did receive, though? Just to give you an update. I received an email saying, thank you, we have received your appeal. Can you please respond to this so that we know this is an active email? So I responded to that. So that's the only thing I've received so far, and that came through yesterday. A thank you, we've received your appeal. Ball is kicked out, goes out, and it's going to be is that a corner? Some Qatari fans in the stands. It is a corner. So it's going to be a corner to Qatar. Tell you what, if Qatar score, what happens? If Qatar score, Netherlands go down to 4 points and they would be +1. So they would go second. So if Qatar score now, the Dutch go second. Right. Ball is played in, bouncing around. Nope. Edge of the area. Senegal clearing their lines as well. Qatar looking to continue putting the pressure on. It's played in to the back post. It's headed up, headed out. That's going to be another corner. Look, Virgil van Dijk shouting. Who do you want England to get from this group, said Redemption? I mean, the obvious answer is I don't want the Dutch. Because you look at Virgil van Dijk and you look at De Jong and you look at some of their players and you go, oh, I don't really want that. Like, that's not going to be an easy game, is it at all? But I must admit, you look at Ecuador and you go, do you know what I mean? They've got pace. They seem to be very fit, very athletic. You kind of look at Ecuador and go, well, geez, that ain't going to be an easy game either. Like, I don't think any of these are going to be easy. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I think I just want England to finish top because it does seem like if you finish top, that's the slightly easier side of the draw. Because it seems like you will avoid Brazil and Spain. And I think if you can avoid Brazil and Spain, I'm all for that. Because I think they've looked like the 2 best teams. So avoid Brazil, avoid Spain, finish top. I think whoever we get in the next round is going to be tricky. But I honestly couldn't tell you who I'm hoping for, who I'm hoping to avoid. I really think all 3 teams look good. Senegal and Ecuador just look about the same. Athletic, powerful, pacey. A problem. Fit. You're going to have to be on your game to like get past them. And the Dutch don't seem to be that. The Dutch are different. They're a bit more technical, a bit more skilled. They've got, dare I say, better individuals. But they do look beatable. Oh, shot there by Senegal. But just goes wide. Here come Qatar, but too much on it. And that's going to go straight out of play. Straight out of play. Imagine Iran, USA ends in a tie. It could do. It could do. Life Dad said, I saw that Impact had signed with DAZN today. That's a big deal for Impact. Yeah, very good. Days, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'll let you know by the end of the day if I'm doing great. Shot! Oh, and it's in by the Dutch! And is that Gakpo? It is Gakpo. Gakpo has scored for the Dutch. So it's 1-0 Gakpo. Boom. So it looks like the Dutch are going to be finishing top. There's obviously still a way to go. Gakpo. So the Dutch have the ball. They go into the Qatari half, drive forwards. Snit around. Nice little 1-2. And Gakpo. Nice little finish. Is it Klaassen that gets the assist? It might be Klaassen. It is Klaassen. Klaassen gets the assist. So Gakpo looking very good. Harif said, Cody Gakpo, let's go. Gakpo on fire. Yeah, and it feels like he's United bound, isn't it? It feels like he's on the way. Gakpo on the one wing, Anthony on the other, Sancho on the bench. Sancho is now quickly becoming the new Lingard. And Rashford is the new Rashford. Man United have already spoke with Gakpo. I'm confident we get him in January. Yeah, and I think he wants to come to United as well. I think he was really disappointed at not moving in the summer. But United still want him. You mean he's looked so good at this World Cup. I don't think it's that much as well. I've heard rumours of, 25 to 30? Oh, it's just a no-brainer, isn't it? It's an absolute no-brainer. Elon Musk said, hear me out. You can use your beanie as a stand, and it's free. And like that one you just ordered. Wow. The one I've ordered is on the way, and it's cost me £11. And it's a dark day. Let's put it that way. But it will be useful for probably only this round of games. Side-footed shot there by Qatar. But we do have... it is nice to be able to look there and go, boom, there's the stats. And it would be nice to go, boom, there's the stats. And I can do it because I've got my old phone that still works, so... Right, 72% possession for the Dutch, 28% for Qatar. 9 shots for the Dutch, 2 for Qatar, 2 on target for the Dutch, 1 on target for Qatar. Both teams have had 2 corners. There has been 1 big chance for the Dutch, which they missed. But at the moment, 1-0. We've had 1 goal, and it was the Dutch... Gakpo and Klaassen. I've had Klaassen. I think I've had Klaassen in my fantasy team from the start. And he has been so good with assists. It's such an underrated player. And he got the assist here again, so he's been a good differential for me, Klaassen. I do wish that I'd been able to get Gakpo in the side. That was one that I really was looking at. Because I think a lot of people would have fancied the Dutch against Qatar here. And there's probably going to be even more goals. So, as it stands at the moment, Netherlands and Ecuador are both going through. Senegal with a shot. Comes through to the keeper. Gakpo will play up front for the rest of the season if Martial is out, with Sancho or Rashford on the left, Anthony on the right, then buy a striker in the summer. Wouldn't they keep Rashford up front? Rashford's been doing quite well in that lone striker role, hasn't he? Wouldn't they look to keep, like... I suppose it could be versatile, couldn't it? Could be versatile. I think either way, I think it would be Rashford, Gakpo, Anthony in some combination. And then, as you said, with Sancho coming in as well. Flexible. Wonder what striker we go and get, though. I've got both in my team, said Rage Kid. It's no brainer. There are lion masks. Yeah, it looks good as well. It's a great looking lion mask. Someone's got, like, when you say lion mask, it doesn't really do it justice. It's more a lion head. Like, there was a woman in the crowd that had this big, like, lion head. Quite realistic looking. Very realistic looking, actually. Like, big hair, mane coming down. And she was, like, dancing away. It was very impressive. Very impressive. If you are joining us, it is 1-0 at the moment. Netherlands against Qatar. And it is 0-0 Ecuador and Senegal. I want to see Rashford in for Kane tonight, says LFC. Yeah, I don't mind the idea of dropping Harry Kane. I sort of feel like if he does it, he'll be slated for it. Has he done that for type thing? Doesn't he know we do need a result in this game? We've got Qatar trying to attack forwards. Player goes down. Days Human Bibi was the best. He was the best. Henderson starting over Bellingham tonight. Thoughts? Yep. I think, like, this is going to be a war. It's going to be a war. There's going to be blood. It's going to be a war. It's going to be brutal. I think that you've got to have people in there that have got experience, that are solid, that can steady the ship, that can maybe keep cool heads. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to be a battle. I don't mind Henderson being in there for that. I think Bellingham is a wonderful player, but, I mean, if Wales are going to be getting stuck in with some emotional challenges, then I would rather it was Henderson's legs in there than Bellingham's. Declan Rice is going to be ready for that battle, and I don't know. I don't know if you play Mount. I don't know if you go Mount or Foden on the other side, to be honest. But yeah, I'm excited. Very excited. Moldy says, read my above. Next season, we have Gakpo, Rashford on the left, Martial and a new striker, and then Sancho and Anthony on the right. That will be a great attack for next season. Can Sancho go on the right? I feel like he played on the right for Dortmund. I'm trying. What foot? Do we know what footed Sancho is? Because I know he likes to play left-footed players on the right and right-footed players on the left. So, yeah, I mean, I love it. I love the sound of it. I love the sound of that. Totally works. Totally works. It's only, I can't remember if we've seen much of Sancho on the right for United. Ball in the middle there by Qatar, but cleared by the Dutch. Are you going to watch the last season of The Flash? Are you going to watch the Flash movie if you're looking forward to DC movies? I am not watching the last season of The Flash, mainly because I've not watched any of the other seasons of The Flash. And because I've not watched any of The Flash or even care about The Flash, I don't have any plans to watch the Flash movie. I don't know much about The Flash, to be honest. It's not someone that's on my radar. I think I'm a Batman fan. I like Batman. But I must admit, I watched Gotham, and I really enjoyed that. And then it started getting all, like, supernatural. Well, not supernatural, but, like, superpowers and all this kind of stuff. I don't know why, man. It just loses me. It just loses me. I think I love The Walking Dead. I can sort of go, it's a bit weird. I can sort of go with, like, so the idea is that there's been some sort of outbreak, and the dead have come back alive. I need to get my head around that. I can accept that. Like, I'm totally fine with that. It's not like a superpower. It's like someone's made a mistake, and, like, the dead have come back to life, and now you're watching real life people trying to deal with that situation. I like that. I can get with that. Ball in the middle and cleared. But, like, I struggle with, like, when it's all, like, superpowers and all this, and now they can do this. Like, Superman can do everything, can't he? You can fly. You can. I saw he went around the world. Didn't he reverse time at one point or something? Because he spun around the world so quickly, like time reversed or something. I just sort of feel sometimes these superheroes, it's like, oh, they're in a tricky situation. Well, let's just give them the ability to do this, and then they can get out of it. Oh no, how are they going to get out of this? Oh, that's all right. Just have them go around the world, and we'll rewind time. Oh, let's do that. So I don't know. I struggle with things like that. So it's not on my radar. Maybe if I'd have grown up reading comics, those kind of comics, then maybe it would have been installed in me at a younger age. But I read no Marvel, no DC, didn't see any of that. Those films weren't around when I was young. I mean, there was Batman, and I saw Batman when I was young. So maybe there's something in that. Maybe there's something in that. I feel like this is a therapy session. It's really helpful for me. This is. We are in the 38th minute, and the Dutch are just passing it around in the Qatar half. At the moment, the game's starting to get a little more even, actually. The possession for the Dutch has gone down. 66% possession, 34% for Qatar. I suppose I could have a look and see what's happening in the other game. Give you some stats in the other game. Oh, there is a sofa score out. That's interesting. The other game, we have got Ecuador against Senegal. We have got 55% possession for Ecuador, 45% for Senegal. No shots on target. 2 shots for Ecuador, 7 for Senegal. So Senegal creating more chances, but nothing on target. I tried the Flash for the first season, but I lost interest for a while. Wednesday is good on Netflix, said Life of Dance. It's going to be a free kick to Senegal. They're in the Ecuadorian half. It's played into the middle, and the header goes over the crossbar. My anxiety for the World Cup has been through the roof, says Victor. Got to be disheartening, your home team losing, and you have to watch all the other games unfold. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it before. I mean, we've seen it like with South Africa, for example. Russia, I don't think, got that far in 2018. South Africa in 2014, was it? 2010 was what, Germany? I think they did pretty well. 2006 was 2002, I want to say, was Korea. 2006 was, where were we in 2006? Let's have a look. World Cup 2006 was, oh, that was Germany. Germany was 06. World Cup 2010. I've got as being South Africa. Oh, man, I've got these all confused, haven't I? So where were we in 2014? Brazil. Just came to me. Brazil. And they went. So, 2014 wasn't bad. That was Brazil. But the South Africa and the Korean one, their teams went out quite early. Here's the Dutch ball being played through. Shot rifled over. That was Gakpo again. He was in a good position there, but sadly offside. 2014 was Brazil. Life of Daz, shout out to you. Rick said the Netherlands are really missing some creative attackers. Something is missing. The football feels empty. Yeah, I understand it does. It feels a little flat. It does feel a bit flat. This is far from total football. It does sort of feel like they're missing those players that can create that moment of magic, They sort of feel like they're a pretty solid side. They're a hard team to beat. Like, you're going to have to be, you're going to have something about you to actually get past this Dutch team. But they're not really spectacular anywhere. Like, they can score goals up front, but it's not Mbappe. In midfield, they've got De Jong and they've got some players, but it's not De Bruyne. It's not Valverde. Do you know what I mean? It's not, it's not like the strongest midfield. It's not a midfield that you look at and, fear. You look at that defense, Van Dijk, but he's not been on the greatest form. And, he's been all right here, but, I don't know, you sort of look at it and go, well, you can score goals past it. Goalkeeper, obviously, has been all right, but he's not Courtois. Like, every area you go, it's... I don't know, every area you go, it's good to very good, but it's not great. I feel like that's the Dutch. Ball is straight out of play. A penalty for Senegal. Oh, I think you might be ahead of me. I think I've got some of that delay, some of that internet delay. I do not have a penalty for Senegal at the moment. I'll keep an eye on it, though. At the moment, the ball is in the middle of the park. Penalty for Senegal. Oh, everyone's saying it now. I don't have that. I hope players like Xavi, Simons, Frimpong get a chance in the second half. Get some youngsters on there. Okay, I still do not have the penalty. I am still not there. I've still got the ball being passed around. Stupid ITV4. Stupid ITV4. Big tackle. Days, what's your prediction for England versus Wales? I'm probably leaning towards it being a draw, maybe. Maybe a draw. I think it's going to be really difficult for both sides. Here we go. Ball being played forward, and down he goes. Penalty to Senegal. God, that is so far behind, isn't it? That is so far behind. Is there not a way that I can, get more caught up than that? I understand there's a delay when it comes to the internet, but geez Louise. That is quite the delay. You're miles behind. I know, yeah. Miles. That's the problem when you have to watch it on the internet, though, is that it's got that delay, unfortunately. LFC said, I'm going to say England 2, Wales 0. Right, okay, so there is a penalty to Senegal. You heard it here first, guys. That is breaking news. I'll be the first to let you know if they score it. So they're standing over the ball at the moment. Don't forget, I'll let you know how this goes. It's very tense. The eyes of the world are watching this moment right now. No one knows which way this is going to go. And if anyone says anything in the chat, that's fake news. Here we go. Senegal stepping up. Is he going to score? He's still standing over the ball. Referee just coming over. He's having a word with the referee. It's very tense. Very, very tense at the moment. Again, anything in the chat, that's fake news. Anything in the chat that tells you how this goes is fake news, because I am watching it live right now. Referee blows his whistle. Here we go. Stepping up. He's about to take the shot. He does, and it's in. It's a goal. It's 1-0. It's 1-0 Senegal. That's big. That's big. That is big, guys. Senegal score. They get the goal they needed. The table should update. Wow. Wow. Big drama. Big drama. Let's have a look and see what that does to the table. There we go. Senegal move into second place. It is a goal for Senegal. LFC said, just hope Bale doesn't put a masterclass on tonight against us. Wouldn't put it past him. Rotem said, we're all for the future. Yeah, hearing it first. Senegal score. Yep. I didn't get a chance to look, but I think a lot of people in the chat took some really good guesses. Really good guesses. But I can confirm it is a goal. It is a goal. All the Senegal players jumping on top of each other. Heartache and heartbreak for Ecuador. But they know that if they get a goal, they're right back in this. Sarr scoring, and there's 5 additional minutes. Senegal, love that, Rotem. Senegal, bananas and grapes said that is massive. Do you think Bale and Kane are in their prime? I think Kane is. I don't know that Bale is. I don't know that Bale is in his prime. He's talking about this being his last World Cup. Kane's what, 29? I don't know that Kane might be past his prime by the next World Cup, but I think he'll be able to go. This might be Kane's last World Cup, though, in his prime. I mean, look, Wales are going to be bang up for this. They're going to be bang up for this. So it's going to be a real war. It's going to be a real battle. And England are going to have to be at their best to get some up from the game. They really are. They weren't at their best. They did not look good against the USA. And as we keep saying, that is largely down to the USA, who were able to frustrate England. But England have to be able to deal with that. And they have to be able to... we're seeing Senegal shot. No, wide. They have to be able to, deal with breaking teams down, being frustrated, being countered. And, I think USA have given Wales a bit of a blueprint, to be honest. Senegal right now are not going to want this half-time. They've scored a penalty and they just created a really good chance for themselves. So they are not going to want half-time. Shot dragged wide by the Dutch, but that is half-time for the Dutch. So in this game, we are at the end of the half. So end of the half for... Oh, ball being played in and headed wide. So, we are underway, or we are almost done with the first half of action. Okay, so the Dutch finished. We've got plenty of time still in the first half of this one because there was 6 added minutes. 6 added minutes, and there's a corner here. Ball is with Senegal. Oh, I tell you what, some pushing and shoving. The linesman is over. Oh, it's all kicking off. Tensions are building. There's an Ecuador player down. You don't like to see it. You don't like to see it. They're trying to get the Senegal player out of there because they don't want him getting sent off. But there is an Ecuador player down. They said we'll learn a lot from the replay. We're going to be looking at the replay here. The referee is having stern words. We'll have a little look. We've got a real situation going on. Let's have a look. So there is a push. It is playground stuff. Valencia. Yeah, I mean, what is that by Valencia? That's not a good look by Valencia. He's had such a good tournament. And he actually pushes the Senegal player. The Senegal player then sort of like hooks the leg of Valencia. Valencia then just chucks himself down. Goes down to the ground. He's like, ah! Smiling about it now, but that is... What are you doing? Oh, look at the Senegal fans, man. They are so good. They are so good. They're having a great time. Go on, Senegal. The crowd is amazing. They are, aren't they? They are. Can you imagine the English alternative to that? Just be a load of guys with their beer bellies out and a pint. Just like doing it. Like, we just don't have that kind of class. We don't have that kind of rhythm. Pie, pint. It might be a bit of that. Whoa! But there, the Senegal fans, they've got Senegal written a letter each on their bodies, and they're like, they're having a great time. Now, I want to be in that crowd. I'd want to be in that crowd. Papa Shongo in the stands, yeah. Halftime scores. Netherlands lead at halftime, says Aubrey Edwards, dancing on wrestling's grave. That is true. So at the moment, it's Netherlands and Senegal going through. I think they were the two teams we expected. Senegal have definitely making harder work of it than what we thought. But in all fairness, if they're going to finish on 6 points, if this does finish this way, then Senegal will have beaten Ecuador, they would have beaten Qatar. The only team they would have lost to would have been Netherlands. Yep, and that's the end of the half. So that's the end of the half for Ecuador and Senegal. So 2 goals so far, 1 for the Netherlands, 1 for Senegal. And it means that both of those sides right now are going through. It also means that if USA do get through in second place, they will go on to face the Netherlands. If whoever finishes first in that group, they will go on to face Senegal at the moment. I don't think there's much between those teams, you know. I don't think if you get Netherlands or Senegal, I don't think there's a great deal of difference there. I think both are going to be tricky games in the next round. Tricky games in the next round. What's your prediction for England game, said John. I'm looking at a draw, to be honest. I think that I think Wales are going to have some great moments in that game. I think that England have got a lot of quality. I think even if England go behind, you've got to think that England have got a chance of getting back into it. I don't know. I want to see some fight from England. I want to see some fight. I want to see them closing down. I want to see some pressing. I want to see them. I feel like you're going to have to match the intensity. And maybe that's why we're looking at the likes of Kyle Walker, who can do that. Maybe we're looking at the likes of Jordan Henderson, who hopefully is going to be able to do that. Foden, Grealish. These are the kind of names. You know, I sort of feel like Saka. I don't know that he's going to match the intensity, but he's got lovely pace. Sterling as well. He's not really, aggressive in that sense, but he's got nice pace. I sort of feel like we need to get some aggressive players out there. We need some... This is the kind of game that you would love to look on the bench and see Vinnie Jones. And you would love to look on the bench and see Stuart Pearce. And you'd love to see, Butcher and Gaza. Do you know what I mean? Those types of players. Steven Gerrard. This is a game that is built for Stevie G. You want that aggression. You want that getting stuck in there type mentality. And I do look at some of England's players that's not Bellingham and that's not Saka. They're more skillful players. Great players, great to have, but they don't really have that intensity. And I feel like this is a proper... get in there, get dirty type battle. So it really wouldn't surprise me if Gareth does make some changes along those lines and looks to try and put a bit more steel into that side. Because to be honest, I would argue that's what we lacked against the USA. I think we had some great players that are very good technically on the ball. But if you're being pressed and closed down and frustrated and harassed... you want some players to stand up, and it just sort of felt like the England team just sort of accepted being bullied a little bit, to be honest. So we need some steel in there, and hopefully we've learned a few lessons from that last game, and we get some steel in there now. If this was us England fans, it would be a pint in one hand and a pie in the other. Yeah! That would be us, wouldn't it? Yes. The game is going to be nitty gritty, said Charlie. Dante said the Netherlands need to score 2 more. Why? Why do they need to score 2 more? The group of people with Senegal written on their body has the number 19 on the back. That is a tribute to Diop, who died in 2020. Oh, that's fun. Well, it's not fun, but it's a fun fact. I didn't know that. Cal L Cool J. Brutes to bring the facet. We need to get Butch in there. We need Butch. We need Butch and we need Ridge lined up. Instead of singing the national anthem, they need to just be chanting "Fight Night, Fight Night, Fight Night." That's what we need out there. You're absolutely right. We need that aggression. We need that intensity. We need that fight. That's what I want to see from England today. That's what I want to see. What are your thoughts on Grim and Doohop? I like them. I don't know if something's going on, but I like Grim. Don't really have an opinion when it comes to Doohop, but he is someone that I've seen on Grim's channel, and he always seems really cool. So yeah, I like them. I'm a big fan of Grim. Like I will always sing his praises. Like he was a big inspiration for this channel, and I've said that tons of times. So yeah, I really like them both. Hello, Very One. How has today been? Very One. Carlin, 1985 Gareth, shout out to you. Have we read them all? Sing the Ecuador song. Ecuador. It's not really any words, is there? Isn't it just the word Ecuador again and again and again? I don't think there's any other lyrics, is there? Ecuador. I could see us playing 3 at the back tonight. Shaw, Trippier, wing-backs. Foden in for Sterling. Yeah, I agree, buds. Maybe we keep so Walker as the right centre back, and then you've got Stones and Maguire. You keep Shaw, you keep Trippier, Rice and Henderson in the middle of the park, and then Foden and Kane. I don't know how many people that is. How many people is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So a front 3. So Rice and Henderson in the middle of the park. You go Trippier the one side, Shaw the other side, Walker, Stones, Maguire, or Walker, Dyer, Stones. Would you drop Stones? Would you bring in Dyer? Dyer's very good in a back 3. Options. You got some options there. And then up front, probably Kane. Foden, Grealish? Would you go Foden, Grealish? Grealish the one side, Foden the other? I'd probably do that. I might do that. Although you might want some pace just in case. Maybe you keep Saka. Maybe you go Saka, Foden. I think playing Grealish is interesting. I might be tempted to have a front 3 of Foden, Kane, and Grealish. To be honest, I might be tempted to do that. But then I might look at it and also think, I would like some pace up there. I would like that as an option. My last comment on this matter, but damn it, Canada. Let me down easy next time. Foden, Kane, Saka, says James. Well, you'll get no complaints from me. I really don't mind that lineup at all. I really don't mind that lineup. Would you not play Trent? I suppose if you play a back 5, you could. If you play a back 5, you could. But I think Trippier's, I don't want to say undroppable, but I think he's pretty much undroppable. I think, like, his experience, his set pieces, I think he plays the ball in well. Defensively, is better than Trent. No, I wouldn't. I would play Trippier, and then at the right side of a back 3, I would go Walker. Foden and Grealish are too similar, says James. What about Rashford starting up front? I mean, he gives you a bit of pace, but I think you've got that pace with Saka if you went with Saka. You see, I think that you're going to have Wales sit quite deep, actually. I think in the first half, Wales are going to defend. I think if they get to half-time 0-0, I don't think they'll be too down on that. I think the first half for Wales is about not losing the game. Like, don't go in 2-0 down. Like, if it's 0-0, I think they'd be all right with that, and then try and find that late winner. I think that's what they're going to do. So the reason why I would go Foden, Grealish, or be tempted to go that at the start is because if that's what they're going to do and we're going to have the ball and they're going to be sat back and they're going to try and counter us, the pace might not be an issue. You might not need the pace. And it might be a case that you've got to try and find a way through. And Grealish came on and showed that he is excellent for that. And we know that Foden can weave some magic. So I would be tempted with Foden, Grealish. And then in the second half, you can always bring Saka on. You can always bring on Rashford. You could always bring on Sterling as the game naturally opens up. Because Wales have got to win. They've got to win. So at some point, they've got to attack. And as soon as they attack, that's when you're going to be looking to counter them. But I don't think they do that in the first half. I don't think they do that in the first. I think they keep it tight in the first half. Get 0-0 to halftime. Second half, then they've got to go for it, and they know they've got something to build on. As long as you're not losing this game in that first half, you're still in the thing. So I would be really torn. If I was Southgate, I would be really torn. I'd be like, I don't know whether I go Grealish Foden or if I go Saka Foden or Saka Grealish. I don't know which way I go there. You could always take Harry Kane out. You could always take Harry Kane out for Rashford, put Rashford in as the 9. I don't mind that. Do you know what? That's kind of tempting, actually. That's kind of tempting because that way you can have everything. You've got pace, but you've got like the drills either side to like drill into that low block. Like they can get in there, right? So you've got that either side. You've got the width. And then you've got Rashford that can bomb down the middle. I might do that, you know. Foden, Rashford, Grealish up front gives me everything I need. And then as the game goes on, I can bring on Saka and I can bring on Sterling. Yeah, I'm doing that. Put me down for that. Right, we are underway with the second half. England will start Foden, Walker, Rashford. Sky Sports are reporting. Steve said we need Wales to score first to make it interesting. Yeah, but we don't need that. Edward said, have you ever noticed that France turn up to the World Cup every time they are on a bad run? No. But they have turned up. You told us how you felt when England failed to qualify. Yeah. How did you feel when they failed to get out of the group in Brazil? Gutted. Really gutted. But again, like for me, that was the worst pain was not being there at all. But the next worst pain is going out in the groups. It's just it's like that's how it goes for me. So not being there is absolutely the worst. The next worst is going out in the group. Basically, the earlier the tournament ends, the worse it is, I find. The earlier the tournament ends, the worse it is. Like, we got to the final of the Euros, and that's the first final that I've seen England play, and I had no idea how gutted I would feel. And I was really gutted that night that we didn't win it, and I was genuinely gutted. And I remember, like, having something to eat, thinking, like, oh, man, this, you know, we got all the way to the final. And, like, you know, how are we going to get there again and all this? And, like, you are, like, real gutted because you were just so close to winning it. But the next day I felt fine. The next day I was like, do you know what? I'm so proud of what they achieved. I was really proud of them. And do you know, I think there's also something to be said about the fact that, you know, there's no more tournament. Like, I saw all the football there was to see. There was no more football. There was nothing else that happened. England didn't miss out on anything other than the trophy celebration. That was it. There was nothing else England missed out on. They did everything. They were there for the whole tournament. They couldn't have done any more. The only thing they missed out on was just that final moment where you get to lift the trophy. That was it. So, like, I'm so used to England going out and tournaments carrying on. Do Do you know what I mean? I'm so used to England coming home whilst the tournament is still happening, and you feel like, oh, I'm missing out on all this. England should be part of this. So, yeah, I think the earlier that it ends, the worse it is. We are back underway then. I'm still not back underway with my other game at the moment. But then saying that, the other game did kind of go a little bit later with its overtime. As soon as we're done with this game, I'm really tempted to just start the next stream, to be honest, and just start 2 hours before those games, because we'll not be stuck for things to talk about. And we'll know, of course, who the teams are going to be facing. So, yeah, there ain't going to be a big gap between these games. I ain't going away for an hour or anything. I think once we're done with this, we'll just start the next stream. Regal's contract has an option, and everyone he talked to thinks he's WWE bound, says AEW. Pitch Invader, that invaded the pitch yesterday, was released without further action. He was Italian. Ball goes over to the right-hand side. Ball into the middle. Back post. Oh, good save, but it's knocked in. It's Frankie de Jong. Depay takes a shot. Memphis Depay takes a shot. It's saved, and Frankie de Jong is there to put it in. And that makes it 2-0 to the Dutch. Frankie de Jong has scored. So this is starting to get a little bit easy now for the Dutch. So Klaassen whips the ball in. It's headed on to Memphis Depay. That is saved. And de Jong goes racing in and gets himself a World Cup goal. A World Cup goal. Pedro so slow. Way too slow to react. Not great defending there by Pedro at all. Look, he's got to race in. He's got to get that clear. And de Jong is right in and knocks it in. Goal for de Jong. And we've got an Ecuador player down. Ecuador player is down. That'll do it. That'll do it. So the Dutch are going to go through in first position. I mean, even if they end up drawing, it wouldn't be enough for the Dutch. They would actually lose 2 points. So they would go down to 5 points. They would still go through, but they would go through in second place. So the Dutch need to just make sure they don't concede 2 goals now. So that second goal at least gives a little bit of breathing space. I think England will be pleased that they don't have to play the Dutch in the next round. As long as England finish first, of course. If England finish second, then looks like it would be the Dutch. Playing the ball in the middle. Headed clear. I really don't know out of Senegal and Ecuador who I would rather play. Days, is CM Punk out of AEW? Well, I mean, it's not been confirmed yet. Last I heard is they were trying to buy out his contract. So at the moment, I'm going to say no. Do you see that Fire Ronda was trending? Yeah, I don't know where that came from, though. Was that just some fans that managed to get that started? I never actually saw where that had come from. It's good. It's good. She's a heel. So if she's wound people up to the point where they're trying to get Fire Ronda trending, I would say that's, if I'm WWE, that's a great sign. If you've wound people up enough where they want you to be fired, I mean, unless she's done something that I don't know of, then I would say WWE will be over the moon with that. Ecuador trying to turn. Nice clearance by Senegal. Gets played back to Ecuador on the right-hand sides. Dave said last week AEW aren't going to be looking to buy out CM Punk anymore. Oh. Qatar only in the World Cup because they're the host. Qatar potentially the worst host in history, says Easy99. If Iran win and England draw, then they get the Netherlands. That's true. That is true. JD made awful comments towards the women again. That's what. What? That's why. That's why. Fire Ronda Rousey was trending because of some comments he had made. I don't know. What do you think about MJF on AEW? Either way, WWE will look at that and they'll be pleased. What do you think MJF will be on AEW? Do you think MJF will be on AEW on Wednesday? Yes, he said he will be. Harif said the 2026 World Cup will be 48 teams with 16 groups of 3. Why groups of 3 and not 4? You'd have to ask them. I haven't seen the setup for the next World Cup. So we haven't seen that yet. I don't know if there's going to be like 2 rounds of groups, maybe. So you play 2 games, and then you go into maybe another group after. Maybe it's something along those lines. So rather than like 5 teams in a group or something like that, then maybe this just works better this way. I'm sure if you Google like the World Cup 2026 format, then you'd be able to find it. JD thinks Ronda isn't good in WWE. Stop taking it out of context. I don't understand what that means. Ronda's not a natural in WWE. I do agree with that. But she is also legit because she is also one of the baddest women on the planet. I think WWE's booking of her has not been fantastic. Like, I hate seeing women getting out of her arm bars and all this. Like, you've got someone there that's legit. So why are you having women getting out of what they shouldn't be able to get out of? Like, why are people getting out of her ankle locks and things along those lines? Like, if she gets that in, that should be it. It really should be people trying to avoid being put into those moves. So I think some of it is on the book, and we know that her promos are not very good. So I mean, we know that. So, but the idea of like firing her is just, ridiculous. You're talking about one of the most influential sportswomen of all time. So I disagree with that, but either way, WWE will look at it and they'll be quite pleased if she's generating that kind of heat. Can you watch the Senegal game instead? I've got it on. I've got both games on. The ball is just going straight out of play. At the moment, it's in the middle of the pitch for both teams. Cal Out Cool J said, thanks for the Twitter follow. You're welcome. The booking for Ronda has been horrible, said Thruka. Ball goes straight out of play. Thruka said Ronda should not be shown as a dominant heel, not a cheating heel. Ronda replied to a comment on Twitter about fan questions why Sasha's not at Survivor Series. Ronda said that's why. Bother that person that not there if she's not in WWE. What? Ronda said that's why. Ronda said that why bother about a person that's not there if she's not in WWE. So did Ronda say, why are we talking about someone that's not here? Ball is bouncing around. God, a lot of this stuff is so petty. Don't you think this is petty? I feel like this stuff's really petty. That's true. She is only second to Santina, said Rotom. Put Ronda with Heyman. Yeah, that'd be cool. The only concern I've ever had with doing that is the fact that Heyman is a bit bigger, and I don't think Ronda would look that dominant standing next to him. Like, Brock looks fantastic next to Heyman. I don't know that Ronda would look as good. I don't know if we need like a smaller. We need a female small Heyman. Like, I know that's going to be hard to find, but you could really do with a woman that's smaller than Ronda, that's just really good on the microphone and has got Heyman's ability to talk. Because then Ronda would look a bit bigger next to that person. And Visually, it would work, and obviously, if they're a good promo, it would work. That's only ever been my concern with putting Heyman with her. Otherwise, yeah, he'd be great. Ecuador are on the ball at the moment, and it goes over to the left-hand side and trickles out of play. Fans have been ridiculous on Twitter. What they said to Scotty 2 Hottie was ridiculous. AEW fans said apparently Triple H and Ronda are butting heads. If you read between the tea leaves, Ronda doesn't want to be there. Roman wouldn't like that either. Put Ronda with Zelina Vega. It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout at all. Ronda doesn't need to join the Bloodline. No, she doesn't need to join the Bloodline. I wouldn't put her with the Bloodline. Ball is being launched forwards. So, close little encounter at the moment. Ecuador on the ball, though. We're into the 55th minute. The ball going down the line. Bounces around. Comes back. It's getting passed around. Down the line. Goes over to the wing. In between the legs. Not forwards. Lovely long ball. Being chased after. Ecuador trying to get onto the end of it. Comes all the way through to the keeper. What about Zelina being Ronda's Heyman? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. I don't know that she's quite Heyman's level. You know, Heyman's a different promo to Zelina Vega. Like, Zelina, I would say, is a little more catty in her ability. Heyman's a bit more matter of fact. He's a little bit more like, this is the truth. There's a bit more arrogance to Heyman than there is to Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega's a little bit more... There's a bit more sass. There's a bit more cattiness. If I was to try and work with Zelina on that, I would try and get rid of that, to be honest. I would try and get rid of that, and I would try and make it a bit more matter-of-fact, a little bit more arrogant. You know, very much like how Heyman's like, this isn't a prediction, it's a spoiler. You know, this is the tribal chief. Like, everything I'm saying is fact. This is fact. Like, I think you need someone that presents, you know, it's just fact. This is the baddest woman in the planet. That's fact. Like, this woman had championships in UFC. She's won medals at the Olympics. Like, these are undeniable facts. You show me another woman on this roster that can match what this woman has achieved. You can't do it. There isn't one. There's no one else on this roster that has achieved what this woman has achieved in the UFC, at the Olympics, in life. And, like, you know, it's matter of fact. So I don't know that that woman exists. I don't know that she's out there. I don't know that there's a good promo, a smaller woman that's a good promo that could stand next to Ronda. You could really zoom in on them. Ronda's going to look like a bit bigger. You know, we're trying to make her the Brock, aren't we? And they just haven't gone that way with Ronda. Ball in the middle, headed wide by Ecuador, but nothing much there. Just having a little look. There wasn't really much of a tackle there either. There was a Qatari player that went down. A little bit easy. We are past the hour mark in that game between Netherlands and Qatar. What about Sonia or maybe Natalia? I don't think I would use a wrestler. I tell you who I really like, and I don't think it would work, but she's got the perfect height, and she can talk, and I've said it before, Kayla Braxton. Kayla Braxton is small. She has been around Heyman. I think she could learn how to do it. We know she can talk because she's a presenter, she's an interviewer. Backstage, she, like, you know, does kickoff shows. We know that her ability to talk is not a problem. She's got confidence. She's absolutely fine. She's smaller. If you made her a bit, turned her into a heel, turn Kayla Braxton into a heel, have her come down with Ronda, and get her to deliver matter of fact promos like Heyman, you could have something there. I would be really tempted to have that conversation with Kayla if I worked there. So I completely agree. For me, that's what's missing from Ronda, or at least one of the things. It's going to be a throw-in by Ecuador. It's bouncing around the Senegal penalty area. The ball's up in the air. It's brought back down. Kayla, I would love to see that, says Harif. I'll solve the problem. Just put Adam Cole as a manager. Baby! Abdullah said, what's your prediction for England's group? I am thinking there could be 2 draws. Is it a cop-out? Sure. But I think there's a chance that we could go that way. So I'm looking at potentially 2 draws. England and Wales, I think, are going to battle hard. I think it's going to be tense. Might not be much in it. Knowing England, they always make it hard on themselves. I could totally see it being a draw as we get into those final stages. If England lose, they go second in the group. And you go, oh my God, why do we always make this so difficult? Like, I could totally see that, but then the game ends 1-1. The other thing as well is, we've not really spoke about this, but do Wales, when we get to the end of the game, Wales, I think, have to win, and I think they have to win convincingly, don't they, to go through? Could it be a case that when we get to, like, the final 15 or so, could it be a case that Wales know that it's not going to happen? And if so, do heads just drop a little bit? Does that extra yard come out of the legs? Because I reckon they're going to go hard in the first half. I reckon they'll sit deep, to be honest. I think they'll sit deep. I think they'll try and make sure they don't lose the game. And then at the start of the second, I think they'll go hard. But with like 10 minutes to go, if they've not had any joy, I wonder if heads just start to drop. I don't actually know how many goals they need. We'll have to have a look at that. We'll look at that when we get to the next stream. And when we get to the next stream, we'll have a little look. Daisy's taking the easy way. Always. If she didn't want to be there, she is a lot of bleep that she doesn't want to be there because she doesn't want to be there. What the flip does that mean? How am I meant to decode that? If she doesn't... Who? If she didn't want to be there, then why is she there? It's a load of bleep that she doesn't want to be there because she does want to be there. Are we talking about Ronda? Let's just guess this is about Ronda. If Ronda doesn't want to be there, then why is she? It's a load of bleep that she doesn't want to be there because she does want to be there. Right, we're seeing Jansen and Burgess coming on, and we are getting a couple of players going off for the Dutch. I mean, the only thing I would say is I don't know if she don't want to be there or not, but she has got a contract, and she might be honouring that contract. Just see it out, get through to WrestleMania, and then that's it. She's done. Pretty good sentence, that, says Andy. Daisy's 8th cousin, Edward, is bringing the confusion. Legend Killer, shout out to you. Right, here we go. Ball is being played in by Senegal and headed clear by Ecuador. Obviously, a second goal for Senegal would break Ecuadorian hearts, and you would think that would probably be it. You'd think that'd probably be the end of the road for them. So right now, it's a very open game, this second game. Very open game. So 63rd minute we are in that one. There's about 4 minutes difference between the two games. A couple of substitutions. We saw Klaassen and Depay go off. Janssen and Berghus have come on. So a couple of changes there for Netherlands. I think Wales have to beat us by 4 goals. I think they still have to hope that USA lose to Iran. The 4 goals thing, I think, is confusing me. Oh, little pass and a tap in. Is that a third? It might be. Is it off? Looks like it's being given, you know. Yeah. Berghaus has scored the third for the Dutch then. So Berghaus has scored the third for the Dutch. He just seemed to, like, the ball came in. Let's have a look at a replay here. So De Jong, they wanted a handball for Gakpo. That's what they're looking for. Oh, that's interesting. That is actually really interesting. That could be ruled out. That could be a handball for Gakpo because he does seem to control it with his arm, in all fairness. If it's accidental, nah, look, his arm's like that. I think that has to be given as a handball, personally. I think that has to be given as a handball. Yeah, look, he purposely moves his arm to it. It'll be interesting to see what he gives, but to me, that looks like a handball. So VAR has stepped in. The referee has had a look. Blows his whistle. No goal. Handball. So handball. So the goal has been ruled out. Gakpo handballs. We go back to 2-0. Handball. Qatar should not be in the tournament, said Adam. Only in the tournament because of host city. Ronda will legit knock out fans if she's face-to-face with them. The fans will never say that to Ronda's face. Social media only encourages, aside for fans, to state their anger opinions. Ball is being played forwards. USA game is next. Yep. I think Wales actually need to win by 7. They have a -2 and we have +4, so they would need to be better than that and hope USA lose. Yeah, but don't forget, when they score, theirs improves by 1 and as decreases by 1 as well. And also, I don't think they necessarily need to beat us. Hang on, let's have a look. I'm being forced into this. Let's have a look. So, Wales, if they win, they would go to 4 points. So let's say they win 1-0, yeah? They go to 4 points and their score would be -1. We're on 4 points, as would be +3. Okay, so they would be second to us if they win 1-0. In the other game, if that ends draw, so let's say USA and Iran draw, then that would mean that USA are on 3 points, they're out. Iran would be on 4 points, but their goal difference would be -2. So they would be out on goal difference because Wales, if they win 1-0, their goal difference is -1. Whereas Iran, if they draw, their goal difference is -2. There's a goal for Ecuador! There's a big goal for Ecuador! Oh! So, if Iran and USA draw and Wales win, Wales should go through. But we've got big drama in the other game. Big drama in the other game. Ecuador have come running over. We've got a goal. That makes it 1-1. And you can see the table has been updated. Right now, Ecuador are going through in second place. There are still 20-odd minutes to go. Look, the badge is being kissed. Who wants this? Who wants this? Who wants to go through? Ball is played in, headed to the back post, and knocked in. Yeah, there's 2 men on the line, is onside. So there's someone on the back post to watch the back post. The ball is played to someone that's at the other post. And he just knocks it in. Taps it in. It's Cancedo who scores his 3rd goal for Ecuador. It's his 1st goal at the World Cup. And we have got real tension. We have got real drama. Goal. USA just need to win, said Adam. I think if USA win, they're through. Obviously, that changes what Wales would need. I think Wales are in trouble if USA win, to be honest. Let's have a look, see what that would mean. So if USA win, they go to 5 points. There's no way Wales can catch that. So USA would be through if USA win, USA are through, right? There's no way that Wales can catch that. If that happens, that is a big problem for Wales, because Wales then have got to do better than England. So they would then have to beat England, and they would have to get, I think it's like 4 goals, because every goal they score improves their goal difference and it makes England's worse. Oh, Senegal have now gone down the other end and scored. Koulibaly. Oh, my God. Look at this response. Right down the other end. Koulibaly scores. And now we've got Senegal back in second place. Oh, my God. Those Ecuadorian hearts are broken again. That is just... Senegal going right down the other end. Koulibaly scores. It's a real fight to get out of this group, isn't it? It's a real fight. Koulibaly. We got 20-odd minutes left to go in this game. It's really all eyes on Ecuador and Senegal right now, because Netherlands, unless they concede 2, will be going through as group leaders. It's a free kick. Ball is knocked to the back post. And it's slotted home by Koulibaly. Look at that lovely volley. Side foots. Knocks it past the keeper. It's all onside. There's only 1 goal in this, though. There's only 1 goal in this. Celebrations there on the Senegalese bench. High drama. High drama. It's 2-1. Still plenty of time. Plenty of time. There are the Senegal fans. Yeah. Clapping. Dancing away. It is. So 68th minute, Ecuador score. 70th minute, Senegal regain the lead. That'll take some wind out of the Ecuador sails, but they know that they will get some more opportunities. Ball bounces and it goes out of play. Ecuador have been this World Cup's Colombia, says AJ. Is Days cheering more for Wales or England? England. I'm all about England. I mean, I do want Wales to do well, but I sort of feel like certainly not at the expense of England. England finishing top of the group first, but man, going on to play Senegal is not going to be an easy game if that's what we get. But that's what it looked like it was going to be. I think when we looked at this tournament and we looked at how this could play out, Senegal was the name that we were looking at going, right, that looks like who we'll get in the next round. And then after that, looks like it's France. The last game of the group stages are always amazing, said Francesco Nardi. Are you with Netherlands or Qatar? I am with anyone, really, to be honest, in that game. I think Netherlands are going to finish top. Netherlands are going to look like they're going to finish top. I suppose I don't really want anything to rock that boat and change that. Netherlands are looking pretty good in this game against Qatar, so let them finish top. I told you, everything I do, I think from an England perspective. This is all about, for me, it's not about Qatar, it's not about Netherlands, it's not about Senegal, it's not about Ecuador. It's about who are England going to play in the next round. That is all this is about for me. And at the moment, it looks like it's going to be Senegal if England do finish top. And of course, there is a big if there. If not, then it looks like it'll be Netherlands. Would you rather Senegal or Ecuador? I really, really don't know. I mean, I feel like Senegal was the team that we expected England to have to play. Um, they've lost Mane. So this is a Mane-less Senegal. But they're still going to be a dangerous team. They're still going to be very fit, very strong, very athletic. They're still going to be a very difficult team to beat. But it doesn't really matter. I feel like they're really close, and this game is showing that. So I don't think you're going to get much difference. I suppose Ecuador, just because I think they're ranked lower. So I suppose Ecuador. But if it turns out to be Senegal, I don't think there's much difference. We're seeing the Senegal fans and we're seeing the Ecuador fans nail biting stuff. Ball is up in the air, played long. Ecuador playing it into the middle, goes into the center, goes over to the right-hand side, down the line. Bit of pressure being applied here by Senegal. That goes out of play. Looks like it's going to be a throw-in, is there? Throw-in. Senegal could actually be a tricky fixture for England. The way they play with so much passion and desire. Yep. Mane is a big miss for Senegal. Jim said Ecuador have got a really good midfield. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? It's tricky. It's really, really hard to know who you would rather face. I think both teams are decent teams. But the thing is, when you go to a World Cup, you know there's not going to be easy games, and certainly not when you get to the round of 16. Whoever gets through to the round of 16 have managed to get out of their groups. So, you know, there's no easy games. I suppose all you have to look at is, are you playing Brazil? Are you playing France? No. So, like, you've got to just be pleased at that, to be honest. Even if you play Netherlands, I don't think it's the scariest opponents. In the middle, ball bouncing around, plenty of... Oh, shot comes in. Good work there by Senegal. But it goes by Ecuador, sorry. But Senegal doing well. Keeper getting his body behind the ball. Shot coming in. Oh, very good. Senegal are a solid team, said Thruka. I've got a bad feeling England would go out to Senegal, said Redemption. Ball is back with Ecuador playing it down the line. Senegal getting a foot on it, passing it around. Ecuador trying to win it back. We're into the final 14 minutes. Ball is being launched forwards. Comes down. Goes... Ooh, referee is giving a corner, maybe? Days, who scored for Ecuador? It was... I can tell you. It was... Casado. Casado scored for Ecuador. Koulibaly and Sarr scored for Senegal. That's where we are with that at the moment. So 2-0, Netherlands are beating Qatar. We're into the final 8 minutes in that game. And our attention is very much with Senegal and Ecuador. 2-1 in this one. If it's a draw, Ecuador go through. Ball being played into the middle, headed clear. And that's bounces out. Dijak made his return last week and botched his big move. Kolo Toure is the new Wigan manager. Oh. Irish Rebel, hello, shout out to you. They're constantly putting the pressure on here. Constantly putting the pressure on. Gonna look to play this ball in. Let's have a look. Let's see how this goes. Ball is up in the air, bouncing around, and it's kept in by Ecuador. It's Senegal that are looking. Headed clear by Ecuador. Booted clear by Ecuador as well. Senegal. Ball goes back, launch forwards. Heading the ball forwards. Brought down. As we said, as soon as we're done with this game, we will look to start. Might be like 5 minutes or so, but we will look to start to go over to the next game really as soon as possible. That will be the coverage for England versus Wales. And of course, we will be watching USA and Iran at the same time. Nice turn. Here comes Senegal again, going down that right-hand side. Senegal going from right to left. Ecuador going from left to right. Ball in the middle. Comes over to the left-hand side. Here's Sarr on the ball at the moment. Rest with Andy, hello, said, glad I did a couple of transfers last night. I put on De Jong. That was good. That was good. De Jong popping up with a goal. Again, ball being played back. Senegal, they're still looking. They're certainly not satisfied with this 1-goal lead. Going down the wing. Big tackle. Kept in play. Nice turn into the centre. Ball being launched forwards. Down the line. And that goes out of play. Dijak new character is based on the Terminator, says AEW fan. I'm worried about Wales later, says Kian. Well, I mean, what will be, won't it? What will be, will be. You can't, it's out of your hands as well. I don't think, wow, is it out of your hands? I mean, if USA win, we looked, you would then have to win by 4, so I suppose it's not out of your hands, but I think beating England 4-0 is really unlikely. Really unlikely. Beating England's not unlikely. Doing it by 4, I think, is really unlikely. Ball played in the middle. So, you know, I mean, you sort of have to hope that USA don't win in that other game. I think if there's any winner, it becomes a problem for you, to be honest. If it's a draw in the other game, then I think you just need a win. I think the 3 points, the points then, like, you know, help you out. You just need to get a win. But so you're just hoping that other game's a draw and that you can get the job done with a 1-0 win. If you're going to have to rely on scoring 4 past England, then ball is launched forward and it goes out of play. Thoughts on Heidenreich returning for Mania versus Nathan Jones and Ryback? Dream match. Absolute dream match. Look at this. We're seeing there's a dude in the crowd. He's got a Moroccan flag on. I think he might be a Morocco fan. But he's in with the Senegalese. And he's having a little dance away. On his feet. Yeah, and there was then a glimpse of an Ecuador fan, heartbroken. Into the final 4 minutes with Netherlands, Qatar, as we said, 3 minutes now. Our attention has sort of shifted away from that game. The drama is undoubtedly with Ecuador and Senegal. Ball being knocked forward. Senegal shot. Oh, just wide. Just wide. Just wide. 8 minutes. Time ticking. I think Days is most likely with USA and Iran, said Redemption. I'm thinking Wales will be a tough competitor. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Here's Valencia. Ecuador driving forwards. And that ball goes straight out of play. Straight out. Is that going to be... I don't know if that's a corner or a goal kick. They're walking away. That might be a goal kick. Time ticking down. Senegal fans will be dancing their way to the final, said Easy99. I would love to be in with the Senegalese fans. They seem so happy. Yeah. Look at the glum faces. Glum faces in the Ecuador stands. Heartache amongst those Ecuador fans. Only takes 1 goal. 1 goal. Could be the 98th minute. 1 goal and Ecuador would go through. Ball being launched into the middle of the park. No one there for Ecuador, trying to get onto it, trying to burst forward, and he seemed to be prevented. Referee says no. So, look, nice header. Tries to get in between the two of them. He seemed to outpace them. Yeah, I mean, the two Senegalese players really closed that. There was no way forward for him. Here's Senegal then. They're over on the left-hand side. Trying to build something here. Ball in the middle. There is acres of space on the right. They find him. Brings the ball down. Senegal playing it in the middle. This is so frustrating for Ecuador. So frustrating. Ball being played forward again. Nice. Senegal are breaking. Senegal are breaking forwards. Lost it. Again, ball being passed back. Loving the Senegal fans, says Aubrey Edwards. Yes. Cameroon fans as well. Waiting for the Ghana fans. Going to be a substitution here by Ecuador. So we are seeing a substitution. It's still 2-0 in that Netherlands game. So still 2-0. Still 2-1 here as well. So we know now that Netherlands are going through top. Netherlands will go through top. But who goes through in second place? There's 5 minutes remaining and then a bit of added on time. Platter of Ecuador goes down. Come on, Netherlands, said Legend Killer. I think they've done it, buds. I think they've done it. It's going to be a free kick here to Ecuador. This is interesting. This is interesting. We've got Ecuador standing over the ball. It's not shooting range. I mean, you could take a shot from there, but I wouldn't. It looks like they're going to try and float it in. See if they can get something on the end of this. Plenty of players up for this one. It's an opportunity. Might not be the best opportunity, but it's an opportunity. Here we go. Ball floated. It's headed clear by Senegal. Goes out. It's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be a throw-in. Time ticking away. Frustration there for Plata. We might be losing Valencia, who really did well in these group stages. I've got 20 points. I still have Harry Kane to play, says Mackenzie. Picking up 20 points already is very good. 6 minutes left for Netherlands versus Qatar. The Senegal fans will dance their way to the final. I think a draw is most likely for USA and Iran. Well, then all's Wales would need is just to beat England. That would be it. Platter, ball in the centre. Nope. Ball is cleared there by Senegal. It's booted down the other end of the pitch. There's no one there for them. Yeah, there is. That is messy, and it looks like they've just given away a free kick to Senegal. Frustrating. They haven't really been able to create anything since that second goal. 6 minutes left for Netherlands and Qatar. I hope Maddison comes in for Mount. Oh, that would be an interesting change. That would be an interesting change. I've got Bellingham, Saka, Shaw all playing, but I think only Shaw will start, said AJ. Right, Senegal kicking the ball forward. It's bouncing around. I think they're going to be tight, nervy games, to be honest. Sharp spilled. Almost spilled there by the Ecuador keeper. Eric, shout out to you, my friend. $1.32. It's a fun amount. Shout out to you. That'll go right towards the phone stand. Right towards the phone stand. Right, ball being played forward. Ecuador trying to get onto the end of it. No joy. No joy. We are into the 89th minute right now. Netherlands, Qatar are into their added on time. Mount has done F all in 2 games, said James. Ball up in the air, trying to get it clear. It goes out. It's going to be an Ecuador throw. Koulibaly's played really well in this game. Really, really well. Big clearance there by him. Ecuador trying to get this ball forwards. Okay, comes over to the left-hand side, played into the middle, headed towards goal, up in the air, and straight into the hands of the keeper. Rotem said, last minutes. Time ticking away. Netherlands know that they've got this job done. Know that they're going to be going through in first place. Who will join them out of Senegal and Ecuador? There's only 1 goal in it. 1 goal would mean that Ecuador go through in second position. It's not happening for them. They can't even get a chance at the moment. They can't even get a chance. They can't even get on the ball. 4 shots on target by Ecuador. We're into the 95th minute for Netherlands and Qatar. Qatar are just on the ball, playing it around. Down the line, Qatar trying to get through, but the Dutch keeper comes out. Tell you what, he needed to be careful there. He might have given away a penalty there late in the at the end of this one. Right, throw in 6 added minutes for Ecuador and Senegal as well. So both Netherlands and Qatar have had 6 added minutes, and we're seeing 6 added minutes for Ecuador and Senegal. Oh, it's all happening. Right, here we go. Ecuador looking for an opportunity, trying to play the ball in. Edge of the area. Ooh, cleared by Senegal. Tense. Very tense. The Dutch into the final minute. AJ said, what's your opinion on the new added time rule? I think it's only good as it stops time wasting and fans get more football. I'm a bit split on it, to be honest. I mean, I get the point about the time wasting and everything. I sort of feel like that's always been part of the game, though. It's kind of one of them, isn't it? Like, if your team's doing well, then you want them to time waste. If they're not, you get frustrated by it. And I suppose I feel that way with this added on time. We've seen loads of games like Spain winning 7-0. And then, like, you have to watch another 7 minutes of action. You're like, we don't need this. We really don't need this. But then, like, you see, like, close games like now where can Ecuador get a winner? And you go, yeah, I'm really pleased we've got all this time. So, I don't know. It's... I don't really have much of an opinion on it. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes I don't. And that would be the exact same way as before. You know, some like where there was only 2 or 3 minutes. Sometimes I liked it. Sometimes I didn't. So, yeah. That's it. So we've ended Netherlands game. It's ended 2-0. That game has come to a conclusion. We've got a corner in this one, though. Here we go. Ball being played in by Ecuador, and it's knocked behind by the Senegal keeper, Mendy. He did have to make sure. Right, it's going to be another corner here to Ecuador. We're into the 93rd minute. The Ecuador keeper has got his head in his hands. There's nothing much he can do. I mean, he could have gone up for it, in all fairness, but ball being played in, headed clear by Senegal. Goes out, it's going to be a throw-in. Ecuador are putting the pressure on. They're looking for this goal. Oof. Oh, I tell you what, they've gone over to it on ITV1 here, so we can watch it on ITV1. That's a bit better. That's better. So the ball was whipped in. Headed towards goal, but it was headed wide by Ecuador. So we're into the 95th minute. There's literally less than 2 minutes now. Less than 2 minutes. Can Ecuador find... Look, and we've got a substitution. We've got a substitution. The Ecuador player is helping the Senegalese player off the pitch. I mean, I'm sure the referee stopped his clock, so I'm sure it doesn't make a difference. But they were getting behind. They were helping him off, like pushing him off. See, I love those antics. I love those time-wasting antics. I love those where the players just nonchalantly walk in and the other team members like trying to push him off the pitch. Okay, ball in the air. Ecuador. Oh, will they get one more chance? Can they create one more chance? Long ball forwards. Long ball forwards. It's up in the air. Ecuador bringing it down. Comes over to the right-hand side. Another long ball into the penalty area. They're battling. He's got it. Oh, Ecuador, they're trying. That was a little bit loose. Come on, Ecuador. Nice. Drives forward. Good work there by Ecuador. Good work. Into the final few seconds. Long ball into the mixer. It's up in the air. Overhead kick doesn't connect. That might be it. That might be it. That might be it. That might be it. He hasn't blown the whistle yet, but we've got players down. There's a Senegal player down. Is he all right? There's going to need to be some treatment here. Is that Saliba? No, he's up. It's Batista that's down. I think if winning team says is winning 1-0 and it's the 85th minute, there will be less likely to time waste as they will not be able to tell how many minutes are going to be added, says AJ. Really quickly, have you seen the new retro bone-crushing action figures that are third-party? Adam Bomb is in it, Sonny Ono, Blamini, and some other guys. No, I haven't. There we go. Senegal have done it. Senegal have done it. They sink down to their knees. Wild celebrations. Ecuador are out. Senegal are through. So, Netherlands and Senegal get through this group as was expected. They get through this group. But who will they face? Who will they face in the next round? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Wow, Sadio Mane, congratulations, Senegal. Proud of Senegal. Amari said, this is brilliant. Aubrey Edwards, dancing on wrestling's grave, said, awesome job, Senegal. Do the Senegal dance. First time they've qualified for the knockout stages since 2002, apparently. Definitely don't need Mane to make some sort of miraculous recovery right now. There they are, look, dancing away. They've been dancing away all throughout. Love those guys. Netherlands and Senegal. Oof. Full-time, Ecuador 1, Senegal 2. Right, okay, we're going to go and get ready for our next stream, which we will look to start. We are going to look to get that started as soon as possible. I want to make sure that we're getting over to that one. Of course, that is going to be England versus Wales, and it is going to be USA-Iran. Massive stream. Let's get going. We're going to have plenty to talk about. We know who we're facing. If we finish first, it's going to be Senegal. If you finish second, it's going to be Netherlands. So big stream coming up next. So thanks a lot for joining us. We will be back very soon. 5-10 minutes it'll take us, if that. And we will be back and start our coverage with the next game. Bye for now.